Good evening and welcome to Audio Dungeon. I'm your host, Tony Hansen, joined by the rest of the Audio Dungeon crew, Tom Kokoza, Dan Isgro, Liam Lynch, and Damian Scro. Thank you to our sponsors and partners, Fantasy Network, Dungeon TV, Phoenix Studios, Norse Foundry, Dungeon Dragons Memes, My D&D, and Nerd Asteroid. And thank you to our staff, Nick Simone, Percival Fairweather, Todd Heaney, Lee House, and Liam Lynch. Guys, we're having some audio issues right now. We actually are wearing these headsets. We're doing it for the microphone, but we are not able to hear any kind of audio, anything like that. So we should be fine for the show. If you're hearing something that's low or loud or unusual, please put it into chat and talk to Todd. He'll help you out. And hopefully it's working well right now. And let us know right now if it's working well, so that we appreciate that. We're going to get right into the episode today. We're going to do Riddles in the Dark. It's going to make its epic return, but Tom will have to wait to torture us another week. So, yes. What are you going to do?
Welcome to Dungeon. No audio tonight. Just Dungeon.
Yes, just Dungeon today. So, yeah, we're way past the ish, so that's okay. We're just going to get started. The Ishiverse lives on.
Way past ish.
Way past ish. So, guys, hopefully you're understanding me. Let me know if you're hearing me well. I'm looking for a text, a chat from one of you guys saying that you can hear me and it's all good.
Hello.
Oni says yes.
Anybody hear me? Cool.
Okay, awesome. Okay, guys, so today's episode is called, it is Season 2, Episode 3. We're on 3 already. We're 25% completed at the end of this.
Whoa.
We just started it. It's crazy. So it is going to be Episode 3 is called Gargoyles.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
It was almost called a couple of different names that I felt came off too serious and had the wrong vibe. I'll share them with you after the show.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't
tuned
want
for
to say it now
Dungeon
because
Talk.
then it'll tell you too much. So I don't want to do that.
Dun, dun, dun.
Stay tuned. Yes.
Stay tuned for Dungeon Talk.
Yeah.
You'll find out.
Yes.
Good stuff.
Yes.
This is what we call the biz a tease.
Yes.
Gargoyles. Classic
So guys,
cartoon.
our audio is out of control because it's time for
No Patrol!
After the Celestial War, one band of heroes rose to protect the sunken city. No Patrol. 5 heroic gnomes, each with the ability to craft gnomish mech battle suits ahead of their time. They are led by the legendary master craftsman and hero of Indaria, Archie Fint, as they try to protect the sunken city from all monsters. No Patrol.
Good evening and welcome to Audio Dungeon. I'm your host, Tony Hansen, joined by the rest of the Audio Dungeon crew. And today's episode is No Patrol Season 2, Episode 3, Gargoyles. I'm joined by the rest of the Audio Dungeon crew, and we're about to play this exciting episode. What's going to happen? We don't know. We're going to find out.
I'm excited.
That's why we're here, to find out. So last week, we visited Queensland. And a lot of interesting things happened in Queensland. Now, it was pretty cool because we haven't been in Queensland since Holgar in one of the older seasons in Celestial War. Yeah. But now we return and we see a different Queensland run by a Chancellor Hornguard. And he seemed to be sort of enraged, bloodthirsty, or something like that. And it was kind of a rough go. Damien just wanted to leave in game and out of game. He kind of wanted to get up and just leave the room, So that was very interesting. So you guys, you destroyed an orcish ballista and catapult that they had set up along the coast. That was western of Queensland. You guys picked up your friend over here, who's now joined the crew, Ace. And you guys have made your way. It looks like you're going to Silver City. Mm-hmm. You're in the ship. He's driving. I'll let it be. I'll let it be in game. So, guys, Dan has seen most of the episode. He hasn't seen the end of it, so we're going to let him enjoy. So Dan, you have been interviewing with Gallon the whole time. Gallon wanted to have a whole thing before, like you guys went on the adventure, and it was kind of like mandated by
King Dato?
By King Dato, because they wanted to have something. So you're responsible to do that. So you just hung out on the ship. You were practicing on your suit. You were working with Gallon to interviews, and you got a couple of things that you found out, which you know from them as they came back in. Now the ship is on its way out, and it's sailing across the water, and you're not sure why. So you finally come out of the room. You're done with Gallon, and you see everyone is here. You notice that the ship's captain, Air Stepper, is gone. You see about 80% of the crew is gone. And there's also 6 Queensland guards that are like just walk around the ship, helping out a little bit, and then otherwise just patrolling and standing with weapons. And also, obviously, your regular compatriots.
The Queensland Guards, what's their demeanor? Like, are they in control? Are they kind of just there?
You're unsure. That's a great question. You're unsure. So you see everyone else around the ship. We're now going to take it from that moment.
Doltuven.
Guys, hey.
Oh, hey.
Long time no see.
Yeah. I'm sorry I missed everything that happened in Queensland, but I had to hang back here in the ship, take care of my suit, and Gallon has a lot of questions.
He seems like a real talkative dude.
He is. Just writes a lot of stuff down, wants the complete story, and I know this was important to Dato, so I just wanted to make sure I took care of that stuff with Gallon, but now that's out of the way. What's all this stuff about here?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you missed some stuff.
Yeah, no, I
drama?
had seen that. Obviously, we attacked the Orcish encampment. We took out some of their weapons, and the last I saw out of the window of the ship is that Galinda was trying to pick up some of the pieces of the broken weapons, and then Gallon called me back again. What's going on here?
Well, you see, so
I'm gonna stop you. I'm gonna stop you 1 second, just because we started recording right now. So we're gonna take it right now when you come up from the ship below. You've been working with Gallon the entire time, and you're now re-seeing the crew. You're seeing the Queensland Guards, and you're seeing that most of the gnomes on the crew are gone, and the captain is gone. So now you've approached everyone else, and now you've come over to talk to Swoosh Bickleton to get more information about what's going on apparently in Queensland and why you guys are leaving.
So you see, what had happened was, actually, Yo-Yo, why don't you just let him...
All right. Well, the captain left when the troops showed up, right? I believe so.
Yeah.
So the troops are here. The Queensland Guards are here to protect us and the ship. And that was decreed by the, the Chancellor?
Horn Guard.
So, yes, he decided that they must come with us and protect us and the ship. And that is part of Queensland's contribution to the Gnomish collaboration. That is what we are, I guess, a part of now.
Right.
We didn't have much choice. It just kind of, he just said they're going with you, and that's it. And so,
This guy
and the captain, he didn't like that too much, so he left. And I tried to get him to come back, and he said he wouldn't come back if the troops were still here, the guards, and so
where
they're still in Queensland.
So, like, the captain abandoned the mission because he didn't want people who weren't, gnomes, I guess, on his ship. And most of the crew decided to go with him. And, we tried to convince him to come back, and he said no. And he called us all, a lot of names, and he was, really mean and stuff.
He was mean.
And,
Okay.
then we tried to figure out what we were going to do. We were going to try and get him to come back, and then Ace was like, hey, I can fly the ship, And some of the crew came back, and we're like, you know what? If the captain doesn't believe in what we're doing, maybe it's not the right thing to have him on board.
Where is he now?
He stayed behind.
Back in
He was
Queensland.
in a tavern last I saw him in Queensland.
In Queensland.
Yeah,
Right.
with a bunch of the crew, and they were, starting to
What?
make their way through the reserves of ale that I assume that they had there.
But why are the guards here with us now? I mean,
So,
they
like,
wanted us to destroy the orcish weapons, right?
Yeah,
We did it,
and
right?
we did. And so, like, the Chancellor Hornguard was like all about like he wanted to like show that he was like that the Queensland was part of like Gnome Patrol. They believed in what we were going to do, and obviously Ace would be part of Gnome Patrol and represent gnomes from Queensland or whatever. But he also wanted to say like, hey, like I'm going to give you resources to fix the ship, which he did. He gave us like money and time, and he helped us fix the ship. And I'm going to give you guards to help protect the ship. And so the guards take orders not from us, but from him. And they wouldn't leave without orders from the Chancellor, and that's where the whole fight started. So, like, they're, like, cool. They're here to protect us, guard the ship.
Supposedly.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Did anyone ask him for money to repair the ship?
No.
No, he offered that we asked for, you know, to help. We said we needed to dock the ship and repair it from the attack on the orcs. And he offered it.
Right. We said that was something that we needed to do because we took some damage when we were doing that maneuver, and we were going to stop and repair, but he said, like, okay, like, let me help you, let me give you funds and, you know, pay for the repairs and stuff like that. And we kind of had to accept it because we were at the Queensland, you know, shipyards and everything. Like,
And we had taken a lot of damage, and, like, we didn't want to, like, get this guy angry. And, like, so here's what I was like.
yeah, he's kind of a
very
forceful guy.
He's like a wackadoo a little
He's a
bit.
little crazy.
But, like,
Yeah, we were kind of concerned about him.
I tried to come up with like a good plan, and I
Okay.
don't know, it wasn't that good. But like, what I said to the guy was like, because he was like trying to be like, yes, you know, Queensland and Gnome Patrol and the glory and blah blah blah. And I was like, yeah, I like that, fine, because like Gnome Patrol is about helping everybody, right? And gnomes everywhere, not just gnomes for, you know, Rhaegar or the Sunken City, but gnomes everywhere, right? But I said to him, I will let everyone know that Queensland is under our protection, right? So, like, when we go out into the world now, like, we're going to let people know, like, he tried to, like, big shot us. And I said, like, we're going to big shot him.
Well,
Get it?
I think he
It's a complicated idea, I know.
I
But
think he kind of did big shot us though.
he did. No, he
Yeah.
did. But, like,
Kinda.
I said, yeah, like, I feel like that's, like, we're supposed to be, like, the diplomatical types as well now, right? And, like, we really needed somebody who knows how to talk to people, because it turns out, like, Yo-Yo and I and Galinda don't really. So, like, next time, like, when we land someplace, I think one of us should talk to Galen, and you should go out, because you're, like, all right, good with words and things.
Okay.
But, like, I was thinking, like, he wants to, like, plant his flag as part of Gnome Patrol and, like, get, like, part of the glory that we're gonna have by doing whatever we do. And, like, okay, that's all well and good, but, like, let's use that to our advantage, right? Because here's a guy who values, like, strength and violence and all the rest of this weird stuff, right? That's trying to make a name for himself. But we're the ones going out around the world being Gnome Patrol. And if we tell everyone that we meet, not like up front, like, oh, by the way, but like just mention it, that like he came to us and asked, like, we're protecting him. Like, we're like putting ourselves like he's trying to like get a piece of our glory, and we're saying, okay, you can have a piece, but it's our glory.
right.
Okay,
Right?
so I'm going to move you guys along. So you
Sorry.
guys are flying over the water for some time now. You guys finish your conversation about what's happened. You get filled in. Apparently, there's some stuff that's been left out, but I don't think that comes up. You can,
We'll find out.
yeah.
Can I ask where we're going?
You see the pilot over there, and you see it's Ace.
Ace.
And by the way, you guys are not in the suits when you're like just walking around the deck. So all your suits are lined up on the hull, just like right there, ready to get into. Just so you know.
Okay.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you can see it. You can see it's Ace.
Why are you pointing that out?
Of course, he's driving the ship, not in a suit, in a huge spider mech that's like 10 feet wide.
Okay.
And you can see that it's Ace, not a spider.
Okay.
And when he decides to crash the ship later or something, we'll know that we weren't in our suit.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. It's
He
gonna be
just
a
wants to
little
make
suspicious.
sure that we know
It's like you
Not
guys
in
are
the
that
here.
we're not in the suits right now.
Suits are all the way
So,
over there.
if something happens.
I will. Yeah, so I feel like that. Realistically, out of game,
Yeah.
you need to realize you're not in the suit every second of the day.
Yes, I know,
and every
I know.
time you go, if you were trying to go everywhere in the suit, it's kind of ridiculous. So there
I
needs to be a
know.
point.
It
So
was very.
when you're on, I know you're worried. When you're on the ship, when you're on the ship, in as fast as one round, you can get into your suit.
As fast as one round.
One round action, you can get into your suit. Okay.
Cool.
Not a reaction.
Yeah,
You
if you're
have
not
to spend a
walking
round
around
to
your
do it.
suits,
One full 3 moves.
it'll be three win. 3 get it. Okay, so you finish conversation. You go over to Ace. God,
Ace.
Doltuven.
I see you're back with us again.
Looks like that is the case.
Yes, I wasn't thrilled about it either.
I had to get out of there, man. It was rough there.
So I've heard.
Yeah.
You're going to remember that we came and got you, right?
Well, yeah, you showed up, and yeah, I came and I joined you guys. Yeah.
Okay. You trust us?
Yeah,
We're trusting you.
I can see.
Where are we going?
We're going. They wanted me to fly to. Where are we flying again?
Don't you know where we're going?
The Silver City?
Yeah, the Silver City. I forgot the name of it.
Okay, why Silver City?
It seemed cool.
We haven't been there before.
Right.
It's got a cool name.
One of the things that one of the things that Captain Airstepper told us before he unceremoniously told us to go do bad things to ourselves is like we should stop playing it safe and like we should be going places that we haven't been before and like exploring what unknown things are in the world. Right? That's part of like King Dato's mission to us is to find threats before they become threats.
Yep.
So we looked at the map, we looked at places that we didn't know anything about.
Okay.
That also didn't look like we would get killed instantly. Like, I didn't want to go to like a city of vampires, man.
Okay.
You know, that's
Maybe not first.
That's exciting.
so yeah, this place looks cool. It's like, you know,
Can I ask a question? Are we doing anything else for this Chancellor of Queensland? So how long are these guards going to be with us for?
I was thinking forever.
I'm going to walk up to one of the guards. Guard.
One of the ones that's helping out, or one of the ones that's like stationed.
Station.
Sir,
How long are you going to be with us for?
until the mission is done, sir.
What mission?
The mission to spread the word of the Regarian Kingdom and Queensland. For Queensland! And they all, ho-ho!
and everyone else.
Our
right.
mission.
Yes.
Okay.
Just go with it, man.
Yeah, I don't.
I am Captain Artemis, and this is my crew. Of course, with CC, that some of us are helping out. We'll also make sure that the crew is safe.
Military captain, not captain, like ship captain.
No. I have no idea how to drive these things.
Okay.
I like.
You could say I'm the captain now.
I'm the captain now.
Team Ace.
I think you're helmsman. How about that?
We're like.
Sure.
I think the Captain Artemis is like cool. I think like he just follows his orders, and his orders are to like protect us and the ship.
I follow his orders?
No, he follows his orders, and his orders are from his chancellor, but they're to protect us and the ship.
Okay.
Like I don't think he's right here, but whatever. I don't think there's any like ulterior motives from Captain Artemis. He seems like a cool dude.
I have no ulterior motives.
See, you can trust that guy.
But I don't like that he's here and Captain Airstepper is not.
Well, I don't love that either, but
Yeah.
like I have to tell you, like while you were like getting interviewed, like Captain Airstepper like really took a turn. and I really wanted him to come back, not only because he knew how to fly this stuff and he had experience and whatnot, but because he had a lot of the crew and like you would need that.
Yeah.
But like
He just wanted to drown himself in the ale, man. No one wants to work
He didn't
anymore.
really want to cooperate
Yeah.
or be part of the team, it seemed
Yeah.
like. He wanted to just do things his way.
Watch the episode for the truth.
Like I said,
If you
when
watch the episode, you'll get the real it.
when the guards came on, he was like, "That's it. I can't compromise. I'm not coming back if they're there."
I mean, some people are telling him who's coming on his ship.
Yeah,
I can
mean,
understand it.
It's a reasonable thing.
Understandable.
Okay.
Yo-Yo went to make a great impassioned speech, but apparently it didn't work that well.
I
So
tried
At this
my
point,
best.
at this point, the airship. If you want to, Todd, pull to my map here. You guys can see my mouse right here. You guys are leaving Queensland, and right now you're flying over this area, going in between the mountain ranges. In the distance, you can see right over the mountains is this huge city with most of the buildings are silver, and it has this steel huge tower that goes almost as high as the mountains in the center of it. You can't quite see the whole city because it's behind the mountain range right now, but you can see that. And then in the distance, there are two cities or smaller cities to the north. One is here, and one is over here.
Okay.
You're flying directly over to the Silver City, passing over the mountains. You figure it would be another probably hour and a half, and you'll be there. You guys can roleplay for a little more.
do we see any? Sorry. Do we see any weather on the horizons over the mountains or anything? A nice clear day.
It's actually very clear, very sunny. It's beautiful out.
Okay, just check.
Okay, so we're just going on a discovery mission. Say, see what's happening in the Silver City.
Yeah, say hi. Yeah, we're emissaries from. We're Gnome Patrol. We're emissaries from King Dado. We're blah blah blah.
I'm excited to see the Silver City.
Me too. I think it's gonna be kind of cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Glad you're on board, Dano. Yeah.
My name is Doltuven.
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 He hit his head pretty hard. I messed him up in the arena.
Oh man.
You know.
He just thinks you're a robot.
All right. Do we know anything about? Do I know anything about the Silver City?
No.
Do I?
No, not much. I mean, you know what I told you guys last week, what you heard? Basically, it's a city that's run by guilds. It's dwarven. And a lot of artisans there.
A lot of
Artisans.
artisans. Okay.
That's it.
Captain Artemis,
Yes, sir.
do you know much about the Silver City? Besides,
I know a bit. What questions would you have?
who's in charge?
There are guild leaders. I don't really know their names.
How many guilds?
I believe 4.
4 guilds. And are these worker dwarves? Are they more fighting dwarves? Or
I think they're all of the above.
all of the above. Peaceful city? Rowdy city?
I would say competitive. Competitive city. The guilds are actively working together, but also against each other for leadership of the city. far as I
Craftsman
know.
guilds?
So the guilds are not by a certain type, from what I know. Like, it's not like there's a crafter's guild and a warrior guild. It's each guild is fighting for a position of control that gets changed every year, I think. And so they're within those guilds, they're all working in competition against each other, but also bettering society.
So it's like teams?
Something like that, I guess. Yeah. I don't know much about the intricacies of it. I just know a bit from what I hear in the port.
Okay.
Are we like worried they're gonna like fire on us as we get closer? Like, do we have a way to like tell them we're coming?
If I think they do have defenses. I mean, probably we shouldn't come across the mountains. Maybe we should go around from the bay.
That's so far. That's ridiculous. We should go right over these mountains.
I would take the advice of like the military guy that we have here to like not.
Yes, it's gonna take a while, but okay.
Well, remember, we're on a peaceful mission today.
Right.
We can approach any one of the guild leaders, let them know we're here on a fact-finding mission, let them know we're friendly, and that we are here as their allies.
Right.
How about that? We could
Sounds
give them
good.
all the information about us, about Rhaegar, and we'll get as much information about them as we can.
And these guys are like dwarves, right? They're like cousins,
Yeah.
right? We're practically family.
Well, they'll be very happy to see us.
I hope so.
Hopefully.
Okay, so you guys fly around. the bay is beautiful. The ships out there, people are fishing. People are just taking ships out wherever they're going, perhaps to the cities to the north. Some ships are going south. It's interesting because you don't know much about this area, and for some reason, which you shouldn't, it just surprised you to see such a thriving city, bustling with activity, and you really just know nothing about it. It makes you realize that the world is a much bigger place. You also realize that the map you have, and you look at the map, and which you have a war room downstairs, and you have the map in there. You realize there are lands that are much further out, including the Crescent Isles, which are not on this map.
Off the map.
That are off the map.
We're in uncharted territory, boys.
Oh, man.
For whatever reason, when they made the map, they made it into a certain area, but you don't have too much information about why. But it basically just stopped at a certain point, and that was like the world to these people as far as they would want to go. Like, do you want to go further? Okay, there's land, there's more stuff in there, but this is kind of what we have. So it does go onward.
So how do we know that is it uncharted, or do we just kind of like hear tales about other lands out there, or like are there like separate maps?
You know from being from the Crescent Isles that it wasn't on the map. So it's almost like
we're finding out the map's not complete.
When they made the map, it's like they didn't care about anybody who wasn't close enough to the main land, and they were just like, "This is the map." And yeah, maybe there's other places, but are they relevantly important?
They don't care.
No.
Okay. All right.
And the map is a very old map. There's no other maps. Like, this is the map that's been there for beyond centuries.
Oh, man.
Okay.
Should have had Gerald with us.
So that's
drawn another map.
Yeah.
Say again.
Should have Gerald with. He's not even still
around. Oh yeah. Gerald.
Right?
Let's go discover.
Gerald is pretty old. He's up there. So, you guys come around into the bay. You land immediately. You see all the ship. People are looking up like surprised, shocked, and you guys get into the water, and you make your way over to the port. You sail in. You dock. It's a deep water port. You go right into the docks, and you guys are there. Immediately, dwarves are just getting around, all pointing and looking. Some guards are just kind of like looking around. You see a huge, wide town square, gigantic, and at each side beyond the square is a very compact city of like all stone buildings, and it's beautiful, neat, very designed in like a very, very well thought out way, and you could tell that like the architecture was very important to the society. Immediately you can see beyond the town square, going up some steps, and beyond that and up some steps more, all the way it leads up to this giant tower that you believe to be made of some sort of metal, and it's just the biggest thing in the entire city. It must go up like the Empire State Building. It must go up a few hundred feet. And in front of that, you see that there are these obelisks made of stone, and there's 4 of them before you get to that building of metal. So right in here is usually what you see. You see warehouses and districts and cargo containers and things like that. You see all that kind of stuff as well. And again, people are coming closer because obviously this is different for them. You guys have tied up the ship to the docks, and Captain Artemis walks over to you and says, "We will look after the ship while you were gone."
Thank you, Kevin. Just for me to picture the ship in my head. Like, I'm picturing it like there's no outer deck. Like, it's all inside until you get off. Like, is there something where like we could walk on the top deck and see outside and like talk to people before we get off the boat?
There is. Picture like a galleon, but like souped up.
Okay.
You have the balloon on top.
Okay.
It's a redundant system because they like if you go through magic and it knocks out the crystals,
you want to be able to...
the balloon would keep you up. So the balloon is working, but obviously they're doing something with the gears down below to actually counteract the balloon to keep you at a certain distance.
Okay.
I want to walk over to Galinda as we're leaving. And
Okay.
I'll just tell her,
Yes,
keep an eye on Artemis, okay?
of course.
See you in a bit.
All right. Are we going out?
Gallon pulls Galinda and says, "Oh, it's time for your meeting." Right?
Are we
You're-
going with suit or without
We
suit?
always go with suits.
No.
No suit?
I-
We're just gonna go.
I'm going in my
actually
suit.
think-
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm getting in my suit.
Why don't we go out, me and you first, and say like hi, This is who
We're
we
Gnome
are,
Patrol.
blah, blah, blah. We'd like to visit in our official capacity, which would be like we would gear up.
Right. I don't think it's a good idea to go out guns blazing.
Yeah,
before
that's
we-
what
No,
I'm
we're not
worried
guns
about.
blazing.
They're gonna be
We
like,
should be in our suits.
yeah, I'm saying, let's
Dwarves
go.
love cool stuff.
Right. Which is why we can say we're here as friends. We got some cool stuff to show you.
I think we should be like, look, we're in this cool stuff.
It's very threatening.
No.
Yeah, I'm worried about it. Like that was my vibe. Was like, were we gonna threaten people?
But what if they just, what if
Right.
they're mean? We want to
They're
be ready.
mean. We got to get out of here either way.
So we gotta be in the suits.
Okay, let's go up to the top deck and talk to them from the top deck and say, hey, this is who we are. Can we come out with our cool suits?
So diplomatic.
Are the suits on the top deck or the suits are inside?
Inside.
Wherever you want, I put them right on the hole, on the top. Not in the hole, on the top deck with you.
Oh, okay.
So
I pictured
you
they're
can
like
get in there in a
I
second.
picture they're like, to me, they were like that ramp that comes down that we walk out of. Like
There is a place downstairs you would have them on the sides, but I know you guys are paranoid about the suits because you feel like if you're
that's-
gnomes, if you're not in the suit, like, Tony, why would I ever be out of this suit?
I feel like that's happening right now. But like, I am with you. I feel like we should be like, hi, we're here. This is who we are. And then I don't know why I was talking to my brother. I feel like, yeah, we should be like, hey, like, hi, this is who we are. We have some cool suits we want to show you that we walk around in.
Hey man,
I
I
don't
was
think it's a
nothing
good
until I put
idea.
the suit on. I'm staying in the suit.
How about this?
I get in my suit. I run over to the house.
How about this? Wait a second. Since all of you guys went on the last mission, and I was left back here, why don't you guys stay here and let me go down? And
By
just be
yourself?
the first, just to be the first one to say, hey.
I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Sure. I'll be watching. In
then
case you need
I'll-
me.
He's in his giant spider spec.
Like, I'll let them know that we're Gnome Patrol. We have some cool tech that we want to share with them.
We don't want to share it with them. We don't
Yeah,
want
yeah. Like, we're not
Show
leaving
them.
the suit.
Right.
Like, hey, here's what
You should have a line. You say the line, and we all bust out and do something cool.
We don't want to startle anybody, you know?
We wanna make a good impression.
we just want to make sure that they don't think
Team
we're in the
Ace.
suits,
Yeah,
right?
but
Yes.
Okay, so you make your way down?
Want to share our knowledge. And we want
Go
to
for it.
learn all about their technology. I
Okay,
go
so
down.
you make your way down the gangplank, and you walk off, and you're not in the suit?
I'm not in the suit.
You know why, everyone? So if you just started watching the show,
So great.
You missed last season, and in last season, Arky Fint did something where he was stepped out of his suit and got taken and kidnapped, and that is ingrained in everyone's mind. They feel that maybe they don't realize that's the moment you're fearing because they feel like if they get out of the suit, the DM or the plot or the evil bad guy. Why did you leave it behind? Why would you ever leave the suit? Knights get out of their armor sometimes.
Right.
So
You should be able to talk to somebody.
yes,
It's okay.
yes, it could happen, but it's not out there to get you at the moment. It's not the monster under the bed.
It's like a knight walking around with his sword like this. all the
Right,
time.
exactly. You can get out of the suit. It's all right.
I'm out of the suit. Everyone?
Is that confirmed?
Confirmed.
Don't roll a 1.
Okay, you're out of the suit. That's okay. You're definitely doing that.
Definitely.
Okay.
That's a bad.
Oh, wait, no. You meant do I get off the suit? No, but no, I don't. It's not. No. I thought you meant do I stay in the ship with this? I go. No.
I have a question. The blink ability, if you're holding something, does it blink with you?
If it's an item that you can carry.
In the suit, can I carry Dan's suit?
Oh, boy.
No.
Can I carry the ship?
I don't like the questions you're asking.
No.
Yeah,
I was
seriously.
thinking if he's in trouble, I could blink to him with his suit.
That's actually a nice idea.
See?
That's
Yeah,
pretty
okay.
nice.
Okay, so you walk off the ship, and immediately you
Just
see a
disappear
bunch of
away.
people there. There's citizens
See ya.
there from
Hell,
all
I got
ages, all walks of life. And they're They're all talking to you, just speaking all at once. If you'll help me out, guys, you're all dwarves, excited to see
Look at this little guy.
Quite a ship that got there. These guys.
Where are you from?
Where'd you get here? What do you want?
We're Gnome Patrol.
No, but never heard of it.
What is that?
We are
Gnomes.
a team of gnomes from Rhaegar.
Patrol,
And we're on a
Oh, Rhaegar, yeah.
Yeah.
They're on
Over there.
diplomatic information collection mission.
Is it true that there's so many gnomes in Rhaegar that you're just spilling out of the mountain?
Well, there are a lot of gnomes in Rhaegar.
So yes.
Yes.
You don't sound like you're from
Wow.
Rhaegar.
That's what I heard.
I'm not personally from Rhaegar. I come from the dark. I'm a dark
Are you
gnome.
Bane?
I was born in it.
What'd you say?
Are you Bane?
Are you Bane?
Batman's in this universe now.
You think the darkness is your ally?
So you say you come from the dark, and you see them all look at each other, and you see some of them are whispering things to each other, and some people make their way off. They're like, "Oh, okay, well, nice to meet you." They kind of start heading off.
Is there anyone that we can speak to? Any
another-
representatives of the
Another
city?
man walks up, and this man has a cloak that is looks like it's golden colored, and it has like black stripes down it.
Dwarf?
Dwarf, and he has white hair, and he walks up, and he goes, "Oh well, hello. I am Guildmaster Fraud." And you see some people are walking behind him like he's very important, and other people move to the side. I am so pleased that I have made your acquaintance first. I would be interested to meet all of Gnome Patrol. Would you agree to have lunch with me?
Absolutely. I don't know if you heard what I said to your friends earlier, but we are Gnome Patrol. We're here on a diplomatic mission just to collect some information about your city and to share some information with you.
Patreon reroll for Dan for being brave from Richard.
Richard, thank you.
Famine in the Morning says, I'm killing him. Why? I don't know why.
Guildmaster Frond?
Fron, no D.
Fron.
Like Tron.
Okay.
F-R-A-W-N.
Okay.
Not like Tron.
Not like Tron.
Like pawn with a fro.
Okay.
Sure. Okay, so do you... What do you say to him?
I would love to have lunch with you. I could get the other members of Gnome Patrol.
Yes, I will wait here. Of course.
Okay,
Fetch
where
your
will we
friend.
be eating lunch?
There is a tavern nearby.
Okay.
We'll go there.
I go back up onto the ship.
Okay. So we're gonna move us forward. If you have nothing of worth to say, we're just gonna move us forward. So you guys accept?
Yes.
You don't have to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go
Out
to
of
the suit, though.
Out
I was going to say.
Out of
yeah.
the suit?
Yeah,
Sure.
I guess.
I'm
Out
in
of the suit? Okay, and Damien, you're definitely out of the suit.
Is everybody else out of the You're out.
I don't know if we can
Just check it.
fit inside buildings in our suits.
Yeah, I don't think
Like
the
this is
lunch,
like a tight place.
you know.
Okay, so you're all out of the suit.
I'm in the suit.
You're in the suit.
I'm not leaving the
He's
suit.
gonna stand
I'm in the
outside.
suit.
You walk down and people start running. Ah! You come down. At last, the three of you walk first. He comes out after, and you see him as like,
It's
well,
okay. It's okay.
bye.
Yeah.
That is
Can I have the hatch open so I'm waving out of it?
no,
How does it work? Oh no.
no. You're either in or you're out.
You can't communicate outside the suit.
Is this some sort of mechanism that follows you?
This is some of the technology that we came here to show off to you and maybe share some knowledge about.
This is a
Very interesting.
this is a member of Gnome Patrol.
I thought you said Guildmaster Fraud because that sounds real trustworthy.
I'm Guildmaster Lie McGee.
I'm lying McStabby in the back. Tim Shanks gives his Patreon reroll to Dan.
All right.
wow.
Thank you, Tim.
Tim, I like your picture. That's nice.
It's very,
Good job.
it's very LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Very profesh.
Okay, so
It's a pro move.
you guys are. He says, "Oh, let us make our way to the Anvil Tavern, and we can talk about your technology." So you start walking through, and you see other people, some people whispering and talking, some people run off like they're trying to like fetch somebody to do something else. And you notice that people are wearing pretty much one of 4 colors. Okay? It's basically gold, silver, red, and green.
He's a gold. This guy's gold.
He's doing gold. And sometimes they can have other colors with them, so it's not so obvious right away. But then you notice they're wearing like at least 50% or half of it is like of a main color, and then they're wearing something else. So it's always
Got, like,
in there.
bandanas.
They're not wearing bandanas.
Like they might be wearing like
It's not
they might be
gangs.
wearing a gold and black shirt or like gold pants and something else. Or whatever,
Accents. Accent with their guild colors, right?
Right? I guess just to be clear, I don't
it's
see
prominent
anybody
enough.
wearing red and green or gold and red. Like you're only wearing one of these 4 colors, right?
Right. You don't. Yeah. People will not be wearing the other color.
Yeah.
Okay,
Big no-no.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like
that-
your team red.
clearly.
Right. Tony right now would be representing the Red Guild as his
explaining
highlights.
color.
I guess Scro and I too kind of
Oh yeah.
were redder than anything else.
Right. Okay. So you.
What guild would you be in?
This
Comment
conversation went
now!
way
Which guild
too
are you
far
in?
into colors. Okay, so what do you think of our fair city? You're just behind everybody.
Oh,
I can hear them, right? I can still hear.
Beautiful.
You know what? No. Over here walking? No. And all the
These
crowds?
don't have like microphones that pick
No.
up stuff.
No. No,
Who
there's no
built these suits?
Not in
microphones.
this scene.
Who built these suits?
You did.
It's too noisy. We're in a city.
I would've
It's
put
just too
microphones.
noisy.
It's not made for hearing conversation. It's made for battle. So,
Made for death.
So yeah, it's made for death. What do you think of our fair city?
It's beautiful.
Very impressive from what we could see.
That's the
The
silver.
architecture.
Ah,
Wonderful.
yes. Artisans are what founded our city. So you see, there are 4 guilds that run the city. There actually are many others, but they are not prominent. But there are 4 guilds that are now in charge. My guild is one of them.
Oh,
It is.
Do these-
congratulations.
Do these guilds have different names?
Yes, my guild is called Gold Vault. Gold Vault.
Gold Vault.
There's Hammer Shield, Stonefoot, and Silverhand also. But I like to think that mine is the best.
Say those again, please.
Of course, Hammer Shield,
Hammer Shield.
Stonefoot. Hammer Shield's red, Stonefoot is blue. And Silverhand, which is silver.
It's truly an honor to have one of the guild leaders invite us to lunch.
I've always make sure my guild is the best because I stay the most informed. And when I saw your ship in the horizon, I said, Thrawn, there's something you want to be a part of.
So, what?
Let us sit down.
okay.
May I find this table, please? You see some dwarves moving things around. They actually move tables away, and it's right outside. But you cannot get in there with the spider suit. So you can like stay outside near the table and try to listen, but it's hard to hear.
I'll park it.
Did you get out?
Yeah, there's a key, right?
No.
There's a key.
You're valet.
He puts the club on it.
It's a valet.
Did she break it around?
No.
Okay, so you leave it outside. The people are just looking at it, they're touching it, and things like that.
I go, don't touch my suit.
So people get freaked out. You guys walk in, you sit down, and they immediately start bringing ale and water and all sorts of things, and you feel like you're about to get a feast, and you're kind of excited. I'm excited DMing it because I'm that much of a fat ass where I'm just like excited by describing food.
Great.
So you guys sit down at the table, and as you can see in the center square is the Steel Tower, or the Tower of Steel, which is its formal name.
Most impressive.
Yes, and inside is the Silver Forge, and that is where we make our most important decisions. And you see, our civilization is one that I believe that many others can look upon and perhaps use it as an example, because our civilization puts us into competition with each other. But we all work to better the city. You see, each guild is fighting every year for control. And by the end of the year, we tally all the points that every guild has earned. And that could be anything from hunting down the monsters. We have a huge problem with the Minotaur that are trying to come in. This Black Sun clan that is below our grounds and trying to come up from the dark. You know, so we try to eradicate them, and we get points from our hunters who hunt them down. We receive points also from our trade and our marketing from other civilizations and such. We receive points for new discoveries, for works of art. We compete in every aspect of our economy. And by
Who
the end
hands
of
out
the year,
the points?
excuse me.
Who hands out the points?
Well, there is a guild that is called the Gargoyles, and the Gargoyles oversee everything that is in the city of every nature. It is a team of 7 individuals, and they decide what is fair, what is not, what is valid, what is invalid, and that is how we keep our society together.
What's your relationship like with the other guilds?
Well, I'm not going to lie, we don't get along all the time, and we have our differences, and sometimes we find ourselves on the same side for issues. But, you see, I am the head guild, and we've been the head guild for the last 3 years.
Wow.
And we are also the youngest guild.
Is that because you currently have the most points?
I've had my guild has had the most points for 3 years running.
And if there were another guild who would score more points than you, they would be the guild in charge?
That's correct.
Can anyone
It's
form
not
a
gonna
guild?
happen, 'cause you guys are the
Anyone
best.
could form a guild at any time. All you do is register it with the Gargoyles, of course. And also, for you to know how true to form it is to earn your way here, my guild is only 22 years old. The other ones are over 2 centuries old.
Wow.
Until I came along, they ruled. But I'm a man of the dark. And in the dark, we work very hard for everything that we earn. And I brought that know-how here to the Silver City, and look where I am.
What happens in the Silver Forge?
Silver Forge back in the day was used to make some of the finest weapons, armor, and devices known to the land, at least around here. We are famous for our arcane artisanship.
Ah.
I say we by the city.
The city. Okay.
Yes. And now we only do them by special order, of course, for certain situations, everything else. But there are some shops that do the arcane, that specialize in that. But back in the day of the founding of the city, before I made it to what it was today, the founding artisans were creating everything on the Silver Forge. And that forge is magical.
Wow.
Well, the forge is still operational today.
Indeed it is. In fact, the other day, I fixed an item of quite renown, and I was able to bring it back to its former glory.
Wow. What was it?
A suit of armor for a friend. Yes. You see, many these days are repairing their armor constantly because we are battling the evil Minotaur below. The Order of the Black Sun.
Are these like Minotaur attacks happening all the time?
Well, it is much to speak of. They start bringing you food.
How good is the food?
It's actually really good. You like it?
Can I roll a D100?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
Various Phidia, I'm sorry for saying it wrong, wants to know who forged the Silver Forge. The Silver Forge was forged by the founders, the artisans.
67.
Food's pretty good.
Well, this food is delicious.
You guys eat...
10 points to gold vault, I shout.
No, don't do that.
Oh.
So people are looking and they're like, did you get 10 points? They're like, wait, is that a gargoyle over there? Like, you don't shout points to anyone. That's
kinda fun,
You can be imprisoned for that.
Imprisoned.
Well,
Yes,
let's
you'll cause chaos.
Let's not do that then.
Our apologies.
It was pretty fun, though.
You see, so I was getting before, we were talking about the Minotaurs. You see, between us, the Silver City, and the Dark, is what's called the Catacombs. And the Catacombs is a series of, I suppose, tunnels and pathways from above. And below that, it is the lair of the Minotaurs themselves. And they seek to pillage anything they can from the Silver City above. Unfortunately, for the last 30 years, apparently, they've been trying to get up here and get the riches of the Silver City.
How often do they attack?
They've never made it to the city, but we constantly find them within the catacombs, and many of our hunters go down there Of course, some of our hunters are out fighting for game and such, and they do other things, act as mercenaries between here and the Archmage's realm and such. But here at home, the hunters go into the catacombs, and they try to do one of our most, what we consider to be sacred missions. Now, as tradition, guests pay the bill. If you cannot pay, I will pay for you, but I own you. Wow.
Odie, come on, man. Don't put that stuff in his head.
This guy has only been nice.
Yeah.
Can you show a little respect?
He knows how this game is played.
So is that Order of the Black Sun just Minotaurs, or like that made up of dwarves too?
No, it is all Minotaurs.
Oh.
And you see, as we battle for points, there is one special way to earn points. Usually, in the end of a year, a guild earns about, if they're lucky, if you've really worked hard, 250 points.
Wow.
Most guilds right now, about halfway through the year, are around the 105, 107. I have 127, of course. I am in the lead and a favorite to win. But there is a special way to get more points, and no one has done it yet. You see, the artisans, a long time ago, started a great, we call it a gate. It is a massive steel door. It is enchanted. Unfortunately, the steel doors were never able to be shut. The mechanism wasn't completed. And the Minotaur still rushed through. And if it could be shut, the Minotaur situation would be done forever. There's no way to get through it unless you're going to find a way to get through a mile of rock.
How can the gate be closed?
Dwarves need to reach it without fight off the Minotaurs and fix the mechanism or whatever's wrong and close the gate.
How many points is it?
Is correct. It is worth 100 points
Uh-huh.
to any guild who wants to do it.
Are there any Minotaurs between us and the gate right now?
There are always Minotaurs between us and the gates. Otherwise, it would just be easy.
The Minotaurs are controlling the gate area? Is that...
They're just using that passage.
They're using the gate. They're always
that
past it. They have scouting parties, and they know how important the gate is. And they wish to leave it open so that they can make their way up.
And you think once closed, they won't be able to get through?
We know once closed. There is no other way through because that is a choke point. You see, it is called the Red Chasm, and the Red Chasm is a area where there is a lava flow, and there are ways to get across a stone bridge and even the ledge, so forth. And it is difficult to travel, and right on the other side of it, on our side, the dwarven side, is where the gate is. We would shut that there. So, I see... Why am I telling you all this? I see new blood come into the city. And I could win without it, but I would like to win with it. What if I would bring you in before any other faction does, of course? Fight for me. Fight for Gold Vault. Help us close that gate.
Well, Fron, or Guildmaster Fron, we're here on a diplomatic mission. We are here to help the world.
Of course.
Now, we would be very happy to help you close that gate and take care of your people here in the Silver City.
Splendid.
But
Oh.
I don't think it would be the best idea for us to interfere in your competition.
Well, as is law, I'm allowed to hire or bring anyone to my guild that I wish. You may join any other guild to do this task. I would hope that you would work with for me.
Well, you said closing this gate benefits the whole city, right?
It does.
So what if all the guilds close it together and split the points?
The guilds in the past have tried to work together. It is difficult.
They didn't have Gnome Patrol.
There's enough competition between all of them that they have trouble working as a team.
I want to echo Doltuven's point. Like what you're asking us to do, I think is like exactly what we are here to do. It's just a matter of like we don't,
We're not here to make enemies from the other guilds.
Well, there's four of us. What if we
You
each
would not
go
be
with
an
the guild?
enemy of the other guild. People might be envious that you joined one guild over another, but we're not enemies. We're all on the same side. It's competition. Do you not compete and still love your opponent after?
Hey, we do all compete, and for the most part, we really like each other. We competed to join Gnome Patrol in the first place.
We competed, didn't we?
Competition breeds success and resilience and profit.
So,
Can we seek an audience with the Gargoyles?
Yes, of course.
It's a good idea.
but
You should go talk to those guys.
I think that, like, we really appreciate the fact that I think we're on the same general page here. Like, when you were talking about I have to say, when you were talking about this whole thing, I'm like, hey, like, that's kind of like what we're all about, right?
Yeah.
So,
I'll tell you what, we finished our meal. I had a pleasant time speaking with all of you. If you wish to see me, come to the Steel Tower, Tower of Steel, and ask for me. I'll be happy to have an audience with you once again.
that is...
Till then, enjoy the city.
Thank you very, very
Guild
much.
Master Fraud.
He gets up, he leaves, his people follow him.
Question: have we seen Minotaurs before? Like, would we know what they are?
You've heard Minotaurs, you know they're Beastborn.
And like, do we know? Is it like typical? They're big, giant Minotaurs.
Yeah, they're exactly what you think.
Okay.
They're little tiny guys.
I don't know how it works here.
They usually stand around like 6.5, maybe even the tallest would be 7 feet tall.
So like, when we're in the suit, they'll be like
We're like eye to eye with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not a cakewalk, right? Like, it's not a cakewalk, but, like, I feel like this is exactly, like, the kind of thing that we're, like, supposed to do. Like, here's a problem.
I say
I'm
let's talk to the
excited about
Gargoyles and see if we
More-
can get the whole city behind the
see-
movement.
We should get
You
more
s-
information.
You see a shorter,
We don't really
and-
know how many there are, too.
Oh, wait.
you see a very short and stockier guild leader come in. He has the same kind of robes, except that his are blue and have the black stripe. And he kind of makes his way over, and he's like, there you are. I was told that there were new gnomes in the city, and I have heard of Gnome Patrol. Let me tell you that I have many of the schematics of your suit. I believe you have a crystal technology. Yours works on sound, if I'm correct. Yours
Wow.
is lava.
Wow.
Yes, lava inside in the core.
That's amazing
And
that you know
yours looks
that.
to be a custom design. I'm curious about the core that you use. It might be a crystal core?
Yes.
Ah, yes. And I can tell by the way that you've adjusted the crystals. So I'm very interested in talking with you, and I don't know if you've talked to any of the guilds, but I would be happy and welcome if you would temporarily even join our guild and help us and help us the kingdom to prosper, and perhaps I can do something for you.
Your name is
It's nice to meet you.
I'm sorry, I am Guildmaster Doer.
Doer.
Guildmaster Door. Got it.
Doer.
Oh.
Dewer. Doer.
Well, Guildmaster Doer, we have already spoken to Guildmaster Fraun.
Oh. All right.
Well,
Of course.
in the interest of complete honesty, we've spoken to him, and he wants to close the gate.
Well, of course, we all want to close the gate, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. He's wasting his efforts.
Okay, well, we're Gnome Patrol, as you seem to already know, and the reason we're here is on a fact-finding mission and an information exchange mission to make new friends around Andaria.
You've made a friend here.
Wonderful.
How did you, like, know about us?
Oh, I've every once in a while people come in and they tell stories. Bards sing songs, and I heard a song about Gnome Patrol, and I didn't know what this meant, Gnome Patrol, and I started to look into it. And I am fascinated with building and artisanship and crafting, and I heard about your exploits, I guess, and from the famous Archifint, and I'm so sorry to hear of his passing. And so I commissioned to get some of the schematics from Rhaegar, and I received some copies of them, and I have them in my office in the tower, and I'm always curious about them. To see yours is You're not. I just
Yeah,
realized.
you realize.
Yes.
That's okay.
I just pointed to all your stuff, and you don't have that stuff on you. So
Maybe he knows what we
Yeah,
have.
I honestly just assumed he was like
I've heard
Super-
of this
yeah,
one.
right,
That
mega
like,
fan.
you're the
Right,
guy
yeah,
with the
yeah,
crystal
he's like
suit. You're the
super
guy
astute.
with
He's like
So, yeah, we're
that
gonna-
guy's clearly
we're
like
gonna have to say that he recognizes who
Us.
you are by your suits, and he's piecing together, and yours he sees. So
Yeah, I took it like he's heard of those particular suits that we have. Not
Right.
necessarily that we had them on
Right.
in front of him, but
yes, I can tell that you are the lava because I see the ash on your face, and I can tell
is
the
it still
sound,
there?
the vibration because I can see how it affects the mouth as you wear the tube inside of it. And yours, the arcane, the crystals, usually leaves a glow to the skin, an arcane glow, and I recognize the magic properties from my my own artisanship.
Have you successfully recreated any of our suits?
I have to admit that I have been working on the suit. I was very interested in the bash suit, and I felt like it was. I'm a stout guy, and the bash suit seemed to fit my idea of the way I fight. And I did dream of taking down the minotaurs and putting up the gate and being the savior of Silver City. But I'm a dabbler in the gnomish technology.
well, I mean, that's really exciting. It's cool that you've heard about us and that you're into what we're doing, and we're just here to kind of we're here to help and to let you know that that help isn't a one-time thing. That we're around. Gnome Patrol's job is not to only protect just where the gnomes are, but it's protect everybody.
Well, I am the guild. I'm one of the guild leaders. My guild leader is not in majority right now. We're not in control. But you can request a meeting with us, and we can talk about that. But the Gargoyles also have a lot to say about what happens because the Gargoyles have to figure out the point value if someone else is to come in and help out, or if we are to help out someone else. And everything has to have a value.
Right.
So you would need if you're just saying hello and just visiting, of course, then that doesn't matter. But if it's anything further than that, you have to go to the Gargoyles and then come to us, and that's how it
that's
works.
good to know.
How do you are they on the building or something?
Where they are in the Tower of Steel.
Yeah, how do you do we have to go out a window and talk to them?
I don't think they're actual gargoyles.
Oh, they are not actual gargoyles. They're not real. To see, the gargoyles protect the city, and they're like stone. They are stone fast, steadfast in their ideals and their values, and they're always keeping a look upon the whole city from the Tower of Steel. And it is a name that was bestowed upon them. They said they're almost like the gargoyles themselves sitting in that tower, and that is.
Right, I got.
It's a metaphor. Okay.
So
a
how
big
do we
word for
meet
him.
them then? If they're not they're not out to win. That's silly. But
Normally, you would just go to one of our stewards below, and they would set the meeting. But since you're talking to me, I can set it up for you, and I'm sure I can get you a meeting because you're of Gnome Patrol and you're from Rhaegar. You're representatives, I suppose. I mean, there's no reason you can't get a meeting by tonight.
We'd appreciate that. We'd also like to, in the interest of fairness and not showing favorites, I think we'd like to meet with the other guild masters as well.
Oh, I'm sure they will find you like I have already. It is a large city. There are many dwarves here, but let me tell you, rumor and word travels fast here. And when a ship flies in the sky, trust me, the guild leaders will find you shortly.
So what is your? You mentioned you were not in charge, but you're one of the guilds that run the city. You're still
I
a
am.
very
My
powerful
votes
guild.
don't count as much as the Gold Vault votes do, but unfortunately we were in last place last year, so therefore our votes count 1/4 of what his counts.
I'm sorry, but still, you're don't sell yourself short or anything. You're still one of the powerful.
Every
guilds,
vote
right?
counts, of course.
Right.
Yes.
And so what is you mentioned you're into schematics and you're a big tough fightery kind of a guy, but what do you do when you're not looking at gnomish technology?
Oh, that is what I do when I'm not working.
Oh,
I have my family here, and I spend time with my children. I have 7 children, 4 boys and 3 girls, and I have, of quite a good time with them, and I'm often tinkering with my suit in the basement, and my wife yells at me all the time for it.
All right, well,
Hey.
Eddie,
I'll,
did you say he was wearing blue earlier?
Yes, blue and black. It's a black stripe, and he's wearing blue.
Is it green?
that was the green, was blue.
Okay.
Is it blue or green?
Blue is one of the main four.
It's silver,
guild
blue,
colors.
red, and gold.
Oh, I thought you said green
Stonefoot.
before too.
Did I say green? If I said
Yeah.
green,
First time you said green, the second time you said blue. Yeah,
oh,
but
it's a mistake if I said green.
Okay, blue.
Yes, Stonefoot. So you have Silverhand, which is silver. Stonefoot is blue. Hammershield is red, and Gold Vault is gold.
Yeah.
all right.
Not as
So
Christmassy
Richard is
anymore.
asking a question here. Richard wants to know: can someone ask, could they repair the damage to the suits? So I can't answer that because he wants you guys to ask in game. See what it says. Sounds like that with that many kids, the nanny guild could rake in some serious points.
Yeah. I guess to Richard's question, like, I don't think it's good diplomacy. He's like, hey, we're here to help. Give me something. Like, that's not.
Well, see, yeah, we're not.
When
we're not
this guy
really
goes to
looking
leave,
fix
I'm gonna
anything right
talk
now
to him
either.
for a
Like,
second,
Nobody's
though.
got like major damage. I don't think that with suit wise that like.
And Charles, you're asking, are they neutral? Who's neutral? I'm sorry, Mistar is asking that, and Charles is asking. Here's a thought: all of you join a guild. That way, no patrol will represent all
That's
the
what I
guilds,
said.
and you go close to the gate. That way, all the guilds get recognition.
well,
Just
I mean,
cause
but like-
major civil
That
unrest.
wasn't- well, that was an idea. Yeah, that we did have.
No
that
patrol
as
needs to
an
start their
idea.
own guild. Says
Yeah.
Matrix is me.
We
Said
definitely
that
got to talk to the Gargoyles.
Yeah,
It
buddy.
seems like they can really direct us to
Yeah.
make the most diplomatic sort of choice. I think.
I mean, I'm thinking how we could play this too, but
Yeah, I don't want to like pull all the cards on the table, but
Yeah.
I will say this: like, we might be able to fight some Minotaur. I don't know if we can fix a dwarven mechanical gate by ourselves.
I'm sure that is a huge task, and I would not suggest doing that. But if you are at the gate, I'm sure you would have the technical know-how to do this. It is technology like what you're wearing. If you could repair your own technology, you could certainly repair a door.
Oh,
Yeah, it's just mechanisms.
mechanism.
Perhaps.
all right.
As long as the Minotaurs didn't destroy it. I mean, that's always the case, isn't it?
Right.
Well, it was nice meeting you, Guildmaster Doer.
Yes, it was nice meeting you too. I will set
Yes.
up the gargoyle appointment with you. Let's say around 8.
Thank you.
Yes, come to the tower around then.
Awful.
Thank you.
Sounds good.
In the meantime, if you want, we can go look at your suit and we could look at mine and see what's going on. Talk shop for a bit, you
Really?
know? Really. I'll catch you guys later.
Ace.
okay, let's
Ace,
go.
Ace.
I'll make my way off with Doer.
Look, you get your suit. You leave it there. Okay. He starts talking to you about all this stuff. He says, "Yes, I designed a suit this way." Blah blah blah. He starts talking your ear off, and you guys walk away.
He couldn't stay together, could he? He just had to go off on his own.
This is not a good idea.
Yeah, you're right.
All right.
Only bad could come from that.
I feel like now we've got to all like be nice to like one of the guild masters.
Well,
All of a sudden, you see a guildmaster coming up, and people are making his way, and
Maybe
it's like
he'll
a
really like this guy. Who knows?
it's a very tall dwarf. He's probably about like 5 feet tall for a dwarf, and pretty big. He comes up. He's got like a big maul in his back. He's got the red, and he's got the black stripes on it. He goes, ho, 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 ho. Gnomes, welcome
thank
to
you.
the Silver City.
Hello.
Hello.
It is good to meet you. He puts on the ground. I am Croden.
Hello, Gordon. Are you a guild master?
I am a guildmaster. I am the guildmaster of Hammershield, one of the oldest guilds in the Silver City.
Wow. Your city is beautiful.
Why, thank you. Some of our ancestors have forged this city, and we try to keep it as it was.
Tell me, how long have you been the guild master for the Hammershield Guild?
My father was guildmaster before me. I took it from him probably about almost 50 years ago.
Wow.
Yes, and the Hammershield is in second position this year. Last year we were in the third, but second many times before that. It is Gold Vault that has been winning the last 3 years, and but we will beat them. We will come together and rise above.
Sounds like your guild has accomplished a lot to accumulate that many points.
We have the most kills of the Minotaurs down below in the catacombs. I don't know if you know of such a place, but we have made our presence known to those Minotaurs.
If I were a Minotaur and I saw you, I'd run the other way.
They do. They
Wow.
do. I often take my best warriors and go in the catacombs myself. I feel that a leader should not put his men into any situation that he would not put himself into.
That's wise. So, like, tell him why we're here.
Yeah. Guildmaster Cronin, we are Gnome Patrol.
Gnome patrol.
Yes.
You
and-
are gnomes that are patrolling the skies
That's right.
And
We're-
lands.
We patrol
And land.
lands, air,
and ocean. That's
sea,
a lot.
all
true.
across Andaria. And we are here on a mission to exchange information and exchange pleasantries. And
Of
to let
course.
you know that we are very excited to lend our help and support to any nation or city that may need it from Gnome
Of
Patrol.
course. I mean, it is your choice to get involved in whoever you want. You'll have to, if you do anything here, you'll have to get you have to join with one of the guilds. But if you ever want to come down the catacombs and have a good fight, come with me. You'll have the best time there.
right.
It is always good to take down the Minotaurs. They worship Dragano, and they fight for his memory. And I enjoy taking the memory out of their head.
I like this guy, man. He's cool. I have to tell you, like, we are very much like anti-Dragano. Like, that's like our whole thing.
Well, good. I hope so. Dragano almost destroyed our very world.
Well, I don't know if you've heard the legend of Archie Fint, the founder of Gnome Patrol. He is one of the people who defeated Dragano.
It sounds familiar. I remember there was a popular group of heroes
Yeah,
that even their stories made our way to here to the Silver City.
So, like,
I believe he was one of them they mentioned.
he was the original founder of, like, our group of gnomes. We use gnomish technology to help us, fight bad guys all over the place.
I wish I was in the battle with Dragano. So many were down there. I know even dwarves of other nations. Sadly, I was not able to be in that battle.
It's, you're doing the good work now, though, it sounds like.
Squashing minotaurs is my specialty.
You're like as big as one, man. I've never seen a
Well,
dwarf so tall.
they are taller than me, but I am wider than a minotaur, and that's what counts.
What about the gate?
The gate. The gate is deep. I have thought many a time to take the gate. It is one of my plans. I figure if I am to take our guild into the first position, I would need to possibly take back the gate from the Minotaurs. I believe it to be possible. I do know many ways down there that I believe others do not know. And my men are the most experienced in the catacombs. There are traps. There are all sorts of unusual creatures and ancient things. But the gate is difficult. It would take all of my know-how, my men, to get there. And I believe I could get there. But I do not know if I could return. You see, from what I know, what I see, the Minotaurs are very large in number. Their clan is quite extensive, and they often travel in packs of at least a dozen. They are fierce. I could take down a pack, but I cannot fight 3 or 4 packs.
How many do you think you would have to go through to close the gate?
From what I have seen, I would say to get in and out, one would have to face at least 5 to 10 packs of the Minotaurs. And they have set up some sort of base of operations there. They are guarding every choke point. They know how to fight together in tandem. They don't waste their energy. They're very efficient. They pride themselves in this fight. See, for them, they take their young and bring them up to the catacombs to earn themselves in their own nation. They see this as keeping us at bay. We would never go down to the dark. We are not Gold Vault and have our ties to the Triad. We, on the Silver City, we don't care if we're below. The Minotaurs don't understand this. Perhaps, and what I believe, they crave battle. They wish it to never end.
Have the Minotaurs ever tried to come up here to the surface?
All the time. They have never. There's never been a Minotaur that has set foot in the Silver City. But that is not because they haven't tried.
And the guilds have defended the city from the
Yes.
Minotaurs.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes, the guilds all have warriors down there at all times, cycling in and out. Right now, I have my second squad down there out of 7. And they rotate in. Each squad has about 15 men on it. And the other guilds have similar things.
Have you ever worked with another guild?
From time to time, we have found Minotaurs inside the catacombs, and we realized it would be difficult, so we work together with them. I'm always open to working with others. I care about the points for my people, but I don't dilly-dally every day over the ups and downs of the points. I care for it because I want to say for my people. But there are times we work together, and there are times when others won't, and even when it's down there, it's not really about teamwork. It's about being brave. You see, once you get down there, it's dark. You can't see anything. And there are times you must walk in 1 or 2 people across, or wedging yourself between 2 sharp rocks, right into the face of a weapon from a swinging Minotaur. It's hard to take back an area such as this. How do you get into those choke points? We don't have any way to do that. That is the problem.
Especially wearing suits.
Yes. So it's not about teamwork. You can have 50 well-armored dwarves behind you, but you need to send one in at a time, squeezing his way through. You're just going to meet the end of an axe. And usually those axes are dwarven because they've stolen all our weapons from the ages.
Those tricky Minotaurs.
I don't know, man.
This sounds like a difficult mission.
Now,
Richard wants to know, please ask, was the gate ever closed or has it just been built?
I think we know already it's never been closed. I think we got told that, right?
Yes. So the gate was built, never finished completely, and it was under raid probably right away when they were doing it, and they never were able to get back down there.
How do the Minotaurs get past the choke points?
The Minotaurs control many of the choke points. Of course, on our side there are a few, but we run those areas of the catacombs. Once you get down to the 4th level, the Minotaurs are there patrolling. Once you get down to the 8th and 9th level, the Minotaurs run those levels.
What level is the gate on?
12.
12?
Wow.
I'm pretty sure 12. I haven't seen the gate.
Wow.
I have gotten down to level 7 or 8, but that was by myself and sneaking around. And I was forced to flee, and I barely escaped in my life.
Wow.
Wow.
It-
Oh, this is good. We're finding out a lot.
yeah.
And obviously, we want to help. So we just have to figure out how we're going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole reason we're here, is to figure out a way. This sounds like something that, if unchecked, can get worse. Maybe one day they'll take the 7th level. Or the 6th.
It has been getting worse, but over a small time. You see, over the time of a few hundred years, they have gathered to higher and higher levels. It used to be they were only on the lowest level. Now, again, you might see them as high as the 7th. And if you see them above that, there's patrols and such, and they're stretching their lines.
Well,
Interesting.
Now, guys, if you're hearing me, let me know. Things slowed up for a second here. Just want to make sure we're still going. And Todd, we lost the monitors up top.
we're flying dead stick.
Yes, we're still going. Okay, great, awesome.
All right.
Well, I believe I must return. It was a pleasure meeting you. If you require anything from me, just find me. Anyone can find me from my guild.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Nice
much.
to meet you, Guildmaster Cronin.
It is a pleasure.
Thank you for the info.
Cronin walks away, and you guys are by yourselves, the 3 of you. Let's go over to 8.
Yes.
He goes, right this way, and he brings you through it. He goes, honey, you're not gonna believe this. I know you're excited like I am, but I got one of the Gnome Patrol here. What? What are you talking about? Gnome Patrol. Gnomes on patrol. Into Silver City. In our living room. I don't want a Gnome Patrol ruining our carpets. We got 7 kids to feed here, and you're out hanging out with this gnome. So get in, you can't be in the suit.
Yeah, I'll come out.
Okay.
Does he have a garage or anything where he works on his suit?
No, there's no garage.
Where's his suit?
Ask him in game.
Okay. So where do you park your suit?
But Tony, where does he keep it? My suit's downstairs in the basement.
How do you get it in and out?
I just built it. I never take it outside.
What's your plan to get it out of there?
I would try to get it out from the stairs. I might damage the walls, which I would never do. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure. What's your name?
Wendell.
Pleasure, Wendell. Let's go look at the suit.
Come on. Reach downstairs. Down here, you see the bash suit. The bash suit is one of the suits you see in the Gnome Patrol intro, and we've seen it before, worn by Botorius.
That's right.
That's right.
So we've successfully seen all the suits now. Patreon to re-roll to the lowest roll, coming in from Charles
10.
Morrison. Thank you, Charles.
17.
Also 10.
Oh,
What?
3 10s.
10s, roll again.
Wow.
Yeah.
5.
2.
Oh, man.
Your superpower. Roll low.
Seriously.
Dan's getting all the re-rolls today.
Yeah,
that's
not
it.
bad. Thank you, Charles.
Yeah, so we know who we're throwing into the next gladiator pit.
Yeah. Okay, so you go downstairs and you see the suit is there and it's propped up, and you would put it at being like 70% complete, but there's some obvious things wrong that he just is not getting right about
But
how to
I
create
understand how to do it.
You do, because you built your customized suits, you more than anybody here, and that's just that's a if you look at the profession the handbook, that's the latest version of it, which you don't have, is the chopper profession. And that allows you to customize the suits and combine different suits together.
So do I have that?
So, yes, you have the chopper suit. You have some of the chopper profession. You should take it.
Okay.
So that it's there, because you kind of already did it, but it's okay. So you see what he did, and you realize he's just messing some things up here and there. He's just misunderstanding it. Because Gnomes scribble. And it's like really small, and sometimes it's whatever, and they're referring to something over here that was referring to over here. So like you understand how they think immediately. You could just find where it is, and him's like, okay, so they did this. I have to receive page 27 because they had an idea here that points to page 17. So it's kind of complex.
Does did this like I'm looking at the schematics, I guess?
Yeah, you see the schematics. You walk over to them.
Do I gain anything knowledge-wise looking at them? Would it help me with?
If you want to help them, you have the ability to help them. You're not learning anything new. You see what's going on.
I just didn't know if it was a new thing that I hadn't seen or anything.
No, you've seen the bash.
It makes all sense. Okay.
Yeah, you're aware of all the suits.
Okay. Look, if you do this, I start pointing out some stuff to him. You can speed this along, and I give him all tips.
Okay, so roll a craft check, D20. You're gonna add in add 1d6 to it.
10.
Thank God for the 6 rolls. So you're helping him out, and you point out a couple things, and he goes, right. Oh, this goes. Oh, that means that this can go here. Oh man. He goes, right. Thank you. Yeah, this is difficult. This takes a lot.
Yeah, I know. It took me a while to perfect my suit.
Yeah, so you combined a lot of things, right?
I did. It's true. You'll never believe the other guys left me on top of a mountain, and I just took their suits apart, and I built my own suit so I could survive.
Oh, okay. Is that like a challenge that Gnome Patrol goes through?
No,
it was
it was a whole big thing.
It sounds tough.
Yeah, it was rough.
Should I go on a mountain with my suit?
I don't recommend it. But you should get the suit out of this basement.
I could. He looks upstairs.
Where the wife is.
He's looking at his wife. He's
All of a
looking.
sudden, a new problem.
He's either looking at the door, the stairway out, or his wife above. You're not really sure.
Wait, I have an
He doesn't
idea.
say anything else after. He just says like good, and then thinks,
I have an idea which might be able to help you.
what?
If we take parts of my suit out really quick, I could teleport my suit. We could maybe teleport your suit outside. You wouldn't even have to worry about smashing any walls or anything.
Oh, you have a blink crystal.
I do.
Yeah, that would take probably a while, but yeah, if you feel comfortable doing it, I got my wife make us some dinner, and if you want to hang out and do it, but it's going to take a bit. You want to do it?
If you think, is the suit ready? Would you be able to use it outside? It looks pretty good right now.
It's like close, but we'd have to do that and then undo it and then finish the suit. But I can't do that all tonight. But I can get it outside. Yeah.
Would that help you out?
Yeah, I don't use magic in that way, so it's if you think it's gonna work, yeah.
If I do that for you, are you going to finish the suit outside, or is it going to ruin your whole progress here?
Oh, I'll have to bring it somewhere. I'll bring it to the Tower of Steel.
All right, let's do it.
I'll put it in my office.
Let's do it.
Okay, great. Okay, you guys start hanging out with him. Dan's like totally upset about this. What's wrong with you?
Why? Why?
Right? Why?
This is a sandbox quest. Whatever you want to do. You could just eat at the tavern every day, and we'll just roll. Because you're gonna have like prosciutto,
We'll just roll.
and spaghetti.
Here he goes. Here he goes. Think of that garlic bread. Oh.
There's an Italian place near me that I hear is really good. Anyway,
Gabagool.
It's got gabagool.
Gotta have that gabagool.
I've never had gabagool.
Gabagool.
You never had?
No. I never had it.
Goo? No gabagoo?
I don't think I need to either.
Oh,
Oh, you'd like. All right.
Prosciutto,
kinda-
spaghetti,
What kind of
any kind of
Italian
pasta.
Staten Islander are you?
I'm not crazy about all the salted meats, you know?
Prosciutto, I love.
Okay.
I'm about to go to a conversation about prosciutto. It's one of my
Like a
favorite
gabagool
memories.
is like.
But we can talk.
Like,
We can stay there for the after show.
Welcome to a prosciutto patrol.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Tony. We're talking about prosciutto.
There you go.
Hey, prosciutto patrol.
Welcome to Brajol time. I'm your host, Tony. We're going to talk about, your Brajol. Okay.
Now we need the gunshot soundboard again.
Yeah,
God.
yeah, that was it. You had to remind him.
Oh, that didn't work.
Oh, we might not be able to hear them. You might be playing them still.
Yeah, right.
Oh, they can't hear. We have to imagine what it sounds
Imagine
like.
it.
Got it, Tom. Watch.
No.
We're doing a lot to help Staten Island here, guys.
Hey, it's Brajol time.
Yeah, that's what I say every
I'll have to watch
day.
later to see what it sounds
I
like.
go outside. Hey, patrol time.
What do you mean? I mean, we've been representing Staten Island with like a a nice studio with a cool show, like a lot of cool things happen in Staten Island here. We're doing great, and it's just threw it all out the window
We just
tonight.
ruined
Yeah.
all the...
Yeah, gunshots. And
Hogarth did Prisons of Indaria. No Patrol needs to do food from each city. No, yeah.
Oh, that is 100% what No Patrol is about, man.
Yes.
Yeah. So far, you've eaten here, feast in both cities.
Really well
You eat
so far.
Feast
really well.
3 episodes, 3 feasts.
Really well.
Oh, wow, you feast every episode.
Yeah.
Daniel, give us a feast.
We're all getting fat.
Either this is about having food everywhere, or I am apparently and secretly hungry every week.
That's what it is.
And I keep putting feasts.
That's what we should do. We should, wherever we're going next week, we should order in food, like for whatever type of food they're serving.
Oh, my gosh.
There's always a problem of like eating though, like
Yeah, and trying to play.
and trying not
this
to
game.
eat on the thing, and then we.
The mic, and then you have like all this.
And then I have to time myself between the camera to like eat down, and I come back.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Maybe we
We
get
do like
something
finger
sim-
foods. They do like
For
finger
dungeon talk.
we could do like prosciutto, like prosciutto. It's gone. I
we
could
could do
swallow
some
prosciutto if I had to. I could swallow multi
gabagool.
prosciutto.
Now he's in the
I know
mood.
you can take the Brajol and swallow that too.
This guy knows what I'm talking about. Let's get back to the quest. I'm sure that's what they want.
Okay.
Just imagine it.
This is my favorite. I love Gnome Patrol.
No Patrol's been a lot of fun, right?
Oh
Yeah.
So
We have to keep up the eating quest though in game. I feel like we should try to continue.
I think if we go someplace and they don't feed us, like we know.
That's it. We're out
We
of
know
there.
they're-
We're out
Oh,
of there.
that's
No, that's a bad
The
guy
way to
side.
Gnome Patrol's heart, right to our
actually-
stomach.
well,
That's the
but
bad guy
Dado
side.
fed you. Dado fed
They
you.
don't fed us first,
And then Horde
Yeah.
Guard fed you.
Yeah.
and
Horde
that's
Guard
like
already
you know
fed
what he
us.
fed us.
We
He
haven't
fed us.
eaten this good on a
I'm saying,
quest.
so we know he's.
He walked out of it, but he
Yeah, well, you know.
But
And
still, that
Gold
was
fed
good
you.
meat. That was
That's-
a good meal. That
Yeah,
was-
it's a good meal.
I'm
What
saying
was
like
the-
that's a sign. That's a sign. We go someplace and they're like, and that's it. No food.
Right. It's a problem.
You're not any lions.
We kill him.
What was
You're out. You're out.
What was the D100 rating of the food from last
Oh, you can
week?
roll it right now.
Oh.
Scroll and roll.
Sure. Here we
It was
go.
good. It was canonically
Yeah,
good.
it
I
was
think.
good. I mean, I feel like. Here we go.
27.
Oh, it wasn't good.
Well, I don't know.
It was
Maybe the
tainted.
attitude kind of ruined
Yeah,
it.
tainted by
Maybe.
the attitude.
You're like, I can't even eat anymore.
That's how you feel now about it.
Yeah. You're like, I can't. Wow.
Right.
so
Dan is writing it down so you know which food is the best.
Queensland was 27. Silver
What kind of
City,
food do you think they served at Queen? This is the best. This is
I
content.
feel like the
67.
most, like, when you picture you're going to eat in, like, a castle.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Like, with a lot of spices, maybe things like that extra. That would be the only
salted
twist.
pork.
Yeah, a hog.
Yeah, oh,
Definitely
yeah.
a hog.
Because they yeah. They have
Yes.
access to lots of trade around the
Right.
whole world more than anybody else.
I definitely feel like there's a whole animal
Yes.
out of the
And he-
table that
he
they're
cut
cutting
it
there.
up in front of
yeah,
us.
Yes, yeah. He's like,
Yeah,
he's
Horde
like,
Guard was butchering
half
it.
flesh. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that kind of a place.
Yeah.
And I feel
Whereas,
like,
like,
I feel like here you had more like I don't know why I'm feeling
I thought
like,
you said it's a salaberry. Like we were just having like salted, like different salted porks.
I was
like,
thinking about Mediterranean food
Yeah.
diet. Yeah.
yeah, you get you get the
Yeah.
bay, the fishing.
Right,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
right.
So that kind of a thing.
Right.
And Dado.
The fans are loving this. They're just like, please tell us more about what food you might have
This
eaten.
is this is what an open sandbox.
Just
gets
so you know, the final episode is just an eat off between.
I feel like maybe for the finale we can get some food in here, like a smorgasbord of all the different tastes.
It's gonna be
of
eat off.
Andoria.
It's gonna be eat off.
Oh man, I think yeah.
Culinary tour.
These guys
Of
ended their
Andoria.
D&D campaign in an eat off. That's
Since we're doing 90s,
We need to get Glutinous Geek back in here and get her. That's what I'm saying.
I got an idea. How about this? How about we keep doing the food every week? We rank the foods every week, but for the finale, when we order in food, sticking with the 90s theme, when we're eating food in the finale, the title of the
Yeah.
finale is Be Our Guest.
Oh, that's nice. That's
very
nice.
good.
How about that?
Okay.
Pretty good.
Nice.
Love
Pretty
that.
good.
Yeah?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
I'm putting on film day. All right.
Maybe
So-
we order pizza from like 6 different places, and we all eat, and we rate the pizza on our last episode.
Okay.
We could easily do that because we have pizza on almost every
I
block
could,
here.
I could name 6 pizzerias in a
We have
second.
so many pizzerias here.
I mean, if we want to get some of the best
Taste of
pizzerias,
Andaria.
though,
Welcome to Taste of Andaria.
Taste
Yeah.
of Andaria.
if we want to
There
get some of
you
the
go.
best pizzas, we can't get them delivered. We have to pick them up.
That's true.
It's
Well,
true.
some of them, yeah, you know.
Yeah.
It's-
It's worth
Brothers.
it. It's
Good
worth
point.
it.
Good point.
Daninos.
Yeah, let's move forward.
Oh, wait, one more thing.
One more thing. Pizza. Thanks. Let's go on. There, I said it. Tony, did you hear what I told him? I told him pizza.
Right to his face.
Right to his face.
He said, "What?" I said, "Pizza." Can you believe it? This guy. Bam! I hit him. All right.
Okay, so you guys are all. We're going to say this is in game. You guys just have this conversation about your meals, like 3 gnomes just talking about this
How
stuff,
great the food has been.
and you hear like, hello. May I interrupt you?
yes.
Sure.
I am one of the guild leaders here of the Silver City. I am Guild Master Elion. Elion, Elion.
Elion.
And I heard that you are a gnome patrol, and I know that you've been speaking to other guild leaders as well. I want you to know that Silverhand has some of the best artisanship and enchanted artisanship in here. Do not fool yourselves. Silverhand is one of the oldest guilds of the Silver City, and we have the best spellcasters and such. In fact, we have some of our patrons, some of our people in our guild that have been missing limbs, and we've replaced them with completely arcane limbs.
Arcane limb.
That's amazing.
The armor itself projects the limb. As long as they keep the armor on, the limb is there. Great for some of ours less fortunate warriors that have turned from the hunt.
That's
That sounds incredible. So, Guildmaster Elion, what has the Silver Hand Guild done this year to earn your points?
Well, we earn points in all categories, of course, but always we're earning points in what we do best, which is the crafting of armor and weapons. We're always trying to find something new. I believe that we have probably the most powerful and most modern arcane armor in the world of Indaria, I would say.
Wow.
Wow.
Dwarves can create many great things. Hammerdune is great, and of course, if you are familiar with Ironstone, below they are fine craftsmen, but they are lacking the magical components. We have learned a lot from our neighbors to the west. The Archmage's realm has given us lots of tricks and tips. We've shared with them some of our craftsmanship, and they've shared some of their arcane knowledge with us.
This is really super interesting. I mean, we Gnome Patrol, the gnomes, we took it a different way. We went, how do you take gnomish technology and turn that into the most advanced armor you can do? You went with magic. That's amazing.
Yes, I have not seen gnomish armor in person, but I agree that the gnomes, you are a small species. But putting yourselves in these armor, you put yourselves into such an advantageous position in battle. So, I honor you for that. Very creative.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Want to give them the whole while we're here spiel?
Sure. As I've told the other guild masters, we are Gnome Patrol, and we are here on a diplomatic mission to give you information about us, to collect as much information about you as we can, and to learn as much as we can about the Silver City. And at the same time, we're here to let you know that Gnome Patrol protects all cities across Andaria. We're here as friends, and we're here as your partners.
Well, that's wonderful to know. It's always good to have more allies. We are constantly here fighting with our battles within, I suppose you could say. We have a bit of a war ongoing for centuries now, below the surface, and we don't really get out much. None of our dwarves really travel. There's so much beautiful land around us. We have the northern cities, and we have the Archmage's realm. But yes, we know very little about the outside world. Just stories of people traveling in trade ships and such. So, always interested to know, and if you have any questions about the arcane armor and such and how it works, I'm happy to fill you in, and we can exchange knowledge if that is why you're here. Yes.
Yeah.
So, if you consider doing anything of great value to the city, I would be honored if you would join Silverhand, because, we do have a competition between all the guilds, and anything that we can bring to the city is worth more to us, and allows us to have more control of the city every year. Anything I could do for you, I'd be honored, for your help as well.
This war you mentioned, is that with the Minotaurs?
It is, yes. Yes, you've learned your knowledge already.
We've heard of them, yes.
Yes, we have most of our warriors are down there assisting in the lines. We act as the armorers and doing repairs out in the field. It is often the Hammer Shield Guild that is heading deeper. They wish to push forward. We're more suitable, we find, for the upkeep of their armor and weapons, and we earn plenty of points. They go into battle and earn their valor, and we earn our valor by helping them and make sure that they're more prepared for their next battle. It's very dangerous below.
That's what we hear. We'd love to figure out a way that we can help you guys out. We heard that, not recently, but over the last centuries or so, the Minotaurs have been getting closer.
Yes, they ventured further and further. It is easier for them to hold the ground they have. It is harder to get within their areas. Yes, they are sometimes hit as high as the mid levels of the catacombs. It is a worry. Over time, we are losing, but I feel that the closer they get, the harder it will get for them. So, there's a lot of rumors going around. I won't put you all into those sorts of things, but there is some sort of worry that they could make some sort of push. I hope that's not true.
Thank you, Guildmaster Elion.
Yes, and thank you for your patrol around the world.
No problem. We plan to at least be in town, for the next couple of days. We're gonna meet with the Gargoyles, who are not like on buildings, but like they're like people. But like we're gonna meet with them to talk about. We're here to help, but we didn't plan on trying to
Upset any balance.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we don't
don't-
want to
We don't want to get in the middle of your competition.
we don't want to
Of course,
cause bad blood or anything
Yes,
like that.
and if you do decide anyone, you're not overbalancing anything. It's just that's how it is. People have hired mercenaries before for such tasks, and people hire outside the city for certain things. It's about what you can do with your mind and with your muscles. So it does. Whatever you do is fine. If you do anything from city to city, being one of the guild masters, I would know that you'd have to speak to the gargoyle if it's going to be something else, so they can value the points.
So yeah, that's I think more what it is. We don't want to give the impression that Gnome Patrol or King Dado has a relationship with our guild necessarily, unless that's what's appropriate.
Oh yes, I understand what you're saying now. Yes, of course. I mean,
But
do what you feel is right for your own nation, of course.
but if you were we're here to share our knowledge and whatever. So maybe when we're in there for the next day or so, if you or some of your artisans want to take a look at what we're done with our technology and suits and whatever, you're free to do that.
Yeah, I'd be happy to. I'd be happy to help. And if you're having a meeting with them soon, you might even see all of us there. Usually, they bring us in for something like this. So, you scheduled a meeting already?
Yeah.
I think we're late, actually.
Oh, I will walk you there.
Okay.
Oh, is it evening already?
I lost
So
track of
he walks over there.
food.
He's just pointing out things in the town as you get in
Was
there.
the meeting ever set?
Yes,
Yeah.
we did have
You
a
were
set.
set it up for
Yeah.
you.
When? Because I went with him. Right to his house.
That just means that he would have to set it up later, and he would have set a page out for it to set it up. That's all.
But did we finish, am I going to meet with them?
I don't know. Are you? We're just saying.
Saying timeline-wise.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
So we'll go back to you right now. So you work on the blink crystal. You put it in. You're gonna roll a d20.
Oh, boy.
You can add your knowledge,
Knowledge.
and you need to achieve a 15 or above.
Okay. Yeah, 24.
Okay, so he's holding on to the suit. Ah! You hear him scream outside. And he's like, it worked!
My legs are in the ground.
You freak out first, and you're like, oh, thank God. You run upstairs, and the wife's like, and she's like, she walks outside. She goes, is this what was downstairs? Yes, look. I'm in it. It's working. It's bashing. It's like, okay, fine. It never returns. Go take it to the tower. He goes, oh, yes. Oh, that reminds me. Send a Biblin out to go to... That's what I got. Send Biblin out to let them know about... we need to set up a meeting for tonight. He'll talk to one of the stewards. Biblin, get over here. Do your father's work for you like always. Yes, hi, Bob. No problem. He runs out. Got it, Dad. So it worked. You come up.
Ah, look. I knew it would work. Looks good out here. You can move it around and everything.
Yeah, let's go talk to the people. I can't do all the functions, but I can at least move it around.
Sure.
So let's
I'll
go
hop
talk
in
to
mine.
everybody. Okay. Oh, wow. I'm in Gnome Patrol. Look at me. I'm in Gnome Patrol.
Just remember, this is like Team Ace Gnome Patrol. If anyone asks.
Oh, okay. Hey, everybody. It's Gnome Patrol, led by Captain Ace. Look at me. It's Doer. See? No? It's me. Okay. He walks around. You spend the next 2 hours. He's just like, he's so excited to be in the thing. After the 2 hours finishes, he's like, oh, we better make ourselves to the meeting.
You're right.
So let's go. Okay, so you guys break your way there. On your way there, when you're going there, you pass the stone obelisks, the stone towers. And they're probably about 20-something feet tall. And they're probably within about 100 feet of the Tower of Steel. Miss Star says, are the gargoyles considered neutral in the city? I'm sorry you asked that before. That wasn't asked. It wasn't explained, so I cannot tell you. As you walk by the stone towers, you see there's like a metallic ring that's outside of the stone of each one, around it. And you see clearly for initials of Gold Vault, for Stone, was it Stone Fist? For Stone Fist, for Stone Foot, Silver Hand, and for Hammer Shield. And Gold Vault has the highest, and they're apparently measures of their worth, and people are all around it, writing it down, taking notes, and apparently there's a rod going into the ground, and you guys, because you're gnomes, and people might not pick this up, you could tell that there's some sort of mechanism controlling the circular metal that rises up and down. It's like a counterweight system. And people are writing it down when it's moving, what the other people are doing, and they're also taking bets. And it's sort of like a stock market.
Oh, wow.
People are doing all sorts of things, and they're even guessing where it's going to be tomorrow, who's going to win, and they're taking all these bets on it, and there's a whole little thing, and this must be like 50 or so dwarves, and they have like a certain kind of clothing on. We could see they're like, it's like this is their job, and they're doing it, and they're talking to the people, handing out runners. They're all doing these sorts of things. Once again, today, Dan is beside himself. What is your feelings right now? What is that face?
Just the fact that you said this is like a stock market, and then you describe like a trading floor.
Right.
Directly after Richard asks, those guys completely neutral?
Yeah.
Like, can't really tell you that. However, there's a stock market there. Yep. Oh, boy.
In my own defense, Todd put it up right now.
Yeah.
And you guys were going there, and I was cut off by
we were
Liam.
standing in front of the things before that.
I was
came
literally
up.
about to do that, and then it was cut off by Liam.
It's not necessarily.
So today you are on the cautionary, path. But
Are the people... I guess I can ask a question, right? I'm not even
you
there.
can pass them. You can ask that. Ask.
So
So
I was
you
going
can
to
pass
say,
them
are
to
the
her.
people who are like doing
Asking
the numbers and stuff?
No.
Are those guys part of a guild? Like, do I see them wearing a color?
Oh yes, yeah, they're all part of one of the 4 guilds. Yes.
Oh, so they all have a color on? Like,
Yeah. You make your way in. He jumps out of it. He goes, "I'll bring the suit up later. They won't want me doing that until I kind of get the okay about it. Please leave your suit here as well, next to mine. You'll be fine. And let's go in." So you guys go in. You guys have already arrived. You've been let in by the steward.
What's up, guys?
You say you're down there. So you all see each other, and you start making your way up these stairs that wind the outside of the whole thing. It takes a while.
Oh, man.
Once you get to you don't have to go all the way. Once you get to the like a 5th floor, you pass up. You're like, this is a lot of steps, And then you see an elevator. And the elevator, you go in, the elevator has like some levers and such, and they're pulling it, and the doors close, and it goes, like rolls upward. And it's some sort of like dwarvish, again, counterweight system.
feel secure?
Yeah, very
It's not like rickety.
No, not at all. The last time we saw a lift, it was Arcane City. Last time we saw a lift before that was Lump.
Yeah.
Where Lump jumped in the lift, it was broken. It felt like 6 floors, 7 floors.
We remember that Arcane City lift.
Yes.
Yeah, lots of stuff there. Lots of stuff.
It's the fact, the face you love. If you know, you know. Go back and watch. Celestial War, Arcade City, Arcade Kingdom, Gnome Patrol. Okay, so you guys go up to what appears to be the top floor, and it's dark out right now. And in here is it's circular. There are torches along the wall, and there's banners, 4 banners hanging for each guild, which you can easily tell which one is which because of the obvious symbolism. And in a somewhat of a semicircle are the gargoyles. So the gargoyles are sitting there, and these are old dwarves. Their beards look like they haven't been cut in at least a century or more.
Oh.
They're sitting there. They have glasses. Some are bald. Some have like some old white hair, and like they're sitting there. And these pedestals are kind of high, and they're kind of sitting there. You guys walk up. And you see present is all the guild leaders, Doer, who's with you right now, and also is Elion.
Cronin.
And Cronin is there already. And you see Gold Vault is there. And Gold Vault, when you walk in, is actually talking to one of the gargoyles. And he's just explaining something. The gargoyle listening to him.
That guy?
Yeah, Gold Vault Guildmaster, Fraun,
Right.
is talking to one of the...
Are they wearing any colors, the gargoyles?
they're wearing black.
Just straight black.
Straight black. And you notice that all the Guildmasters are wearing the 2 black stripes. These are all wearing black, and that's it. They have no colors on them. So, you see one of them takes a gavel, like he hits it. And he goes, well, I would like to say that on behalf of the Gargoyles, I am pleased to meet all of you. Gnome Patrol. You hail, as I believe I'm correct, from the city of Rhaegar?
That's correct.
Yes. And Queensland.
In Queensland. Okay, please put that down in the notes. You realize that this one in the middle seems to be in charge. So, what is it that we can do for the illustrious gnomes of Rhaegar and Queensland?
Well, we are the Gnome Patrol. We are here on a diplomatic mission to exchange information, to share our knowledge with the Silver City, and to offer our support as protectors of all lands of Andaria. They're Gnome Patrol.
To answer the question from Mr. There are 7 gargoyles here. Where's Edge Delta at?
The trading floor.
You know, he's down by the tower.
He's on the trading floor. I am bullish. There's one dwarf down named Hedge.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
There you go. You just earned yourself another NPC somewhere.
Nice.
Because I'm Charles. Okay, so diplomacy. That's fine if you wish to present yourselves like you have. We take note of the gnomes of Rhaegar and Queensland. Is there any sort of trade that you wish to work out, or anything else? If it's just presenting yourselves, you have done such.
Well, I mean, we have heard your gargoyle ship that there is a problem with minotaurs in the catacombs below the city. And
Yeah, it's a long-standing problem. It is one that is part of our culture at this point.
part of what Gnome Patrol is about is finding things that could be big problems and solving them before they get to become big problems.
Okay.
So if the city is interested in our help, we would be glad to try and help solve the problem. I don't think that we can eradicate all of the minotaurs under the city by ourselves, but we could help if you would want it.
Guildmasters, would you agree to them helping? Of course, you'd have to figure out which one of you would be taking on these gnomish heroes. They all you see, they all raise their hand, but they raise a fist like this. It's okay, they have spoken. They are open to the idea. Which guild would you be fighting for?
Well, how about this? As I said, we are here at a diplomatic mission, and we're here to help different cities all across Andaria. We don't want to get in the middle of your guild competition. We would just like to help the Silver City, and not one particular guild. So what about this? We have a lot of knowledge when it comes to our gnomish technology. We have many large suits that we've made. Some operate on magic, some operate on different types of mechanisms, different types of technology. What if we show you all of our suits, show you exactly how all of them work, share our knowledge with every guild in the Silver City, then Gnome Patrol works together with all 4 guilds to close the gate and eliminate the threat of the Minotaurs forever.
one of the other gargoyles speaks up. It's like, this is preposterous. We are to start just at a time when we are in trade. We are to start attacking the Minotaurs and making a full assault. Are we ready for such a thing? Another one speaks up. Like, well, I believe that any time would be the most appropriate time. Why not now? When? Tomorrow? Another 5 years? For centuries we fight this battle. If they have technology that can help us get in there, this one has drills on his hands. He'll have.
I've heard.
I'm so not used to you guys not being in the suits.
I do have drills on the suit, though.
Doer says he goes. Yeah, actually, one of them. I believe the one that has drills. They have all sorts of mechanisms that could be helpful. And I've just experienced the technology today to actually teleport. That could be good for those hard to reach spaces in the catacombs.
I don't know if we're just allowed to talk, but what we've heard about some of the difficulties that you have in the catacombs with these choke points where you have to squeeze through and you're at the mercy of the Minotaurs on the other side. Our suits might be able to help counteract some of those things. And I don't know what else is happening in this land, and if this is not the right time, we don't want to push the issue. But we are here. We are here to help, if our help is wanted.
You will allow a brief recess. They all converge and start talking together, discussing it behind the podiums. You guys can discuss. The guildmasters walk up to you. Cronin walks up. He goes, I am proud of what you have offered today, and I would fight with you, with my best soldiers. And Elion says, yes, we will help as a support and bring in the some of our new armor and any weapons that we have to support. Goldvault's like, yeah, well, I could give you, I suppose I could give you some of my warriors and such. We have, I might say, warriors that are as good as Cronin's, maybe even some better. Ours have more experience with being underground than the rest. So perhaps we could lead some of these expeditions and the forces. I believe us in the front, having a gold vault in the front of every group, might be the smartest thing. And then you hear Doer it's like, yeah, it's like, well, I would be even obliged to go down and help if I can finish my badge suit in time. And as for warriors, we'll provide our warriors what we can and help out, and we can make this happen. I'm fine if we share the glory. It's
we heard, all of your competition is to better the city for everybody. And so that's what we would like to do, right? Make the city a better place than it was before we got here.
Right, yes. I think it's a great idea.
I don't think he thinks it's a great idea.
Did you say something for real?
No.
I can't tell.
Sorry, yeah, I know. If I put my hand over my mic, it's not real.
Okay. Okay, the gargoyles get back onto their podiums. Okay. We have decided that we will entertain this idea. How many are in your gnome patrol?
Well, there's the four of us. We have another member back on the ship. And we have some Queensland guards who may be able to join us also.
Yeah.
So these guards of Queensland would also be going down?
We could try to convince them.
No,
Maybe.
No patrol is 5 gnomes with 5 suits. That's
so
the
5
entrance.
gnomes. Okay. I guess that doesn't work out as we planned. We thought there were 4 of you. So what we will require you to do is that since you want to make this a joint mission with everyone, each of you must decide to represent one of the clans.
Oh.
At the end, you will be evaluated to have given the most points to this mission. There are 100 points to divvy up. We will be in charge of divvying them up. We will send advisors that will watch your progress and value you. And whoever wins, you will get to receive 1 item of great power from our vault, which is what we have been offering to the guild that can lead and the hero that does it. And these items are of great renown and some of our most sacred.
Wow.
They are tools of war and very powerful. Whoever wins for their clan will receive that item. And your 5th member, wherever they are, they must choose one of the guilds. So one of the guilds will have an extra. And you see one of the gargoyles, the one that Gold Vault was talking to before. He goes, I would like to use my power of authority from the previous session we had, and today, and I would push forward that the 5th one be for Gold Vault. Well, I suppose that's legal. He looks at everyone else, look at him. A little unorthodox, but I suppose that it falls within the boundaries of law. So Gold Vault will have the 5th one.
Well, just a question. Hypothetically, if someone formed a new guild... Well, there's kind of 2 questions. One, I want to know, would a new guild get one of those cool obelisks that are out front? How do those work? Would you guys just make a new one for a new guild?
So only the 4... There are many guilds. There are actually, I think, about 27 guilds in our fair city, but only the top 4 are represented and may have seats here at the Silver Forge.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Not here at Silver Forge. Silver Forge is another level. May have seats at the Silver Forge. You would have to go through the process, which might take about a few months. You could always leave and come back, and then you could sign up. You would then need to put people of your clan in every single facet. There is the culture, there is farming and such. There is the war of the hunt. You'll need to put people in every single category to qualify. And then you could try to battle yourselves if that's what you wish to do.
That's very bureaucratic.
Goldfall says, I think that would take far too long. I think perhaps we should get on this today. Why save the city 3 months, 4 months from now when we could just save it together? And plus, are we not working together?
Yeah, I don't, like, we don't, like, No Patrol's not about, like, hey, we want to be part of the city, no offense, we want to help the city and then move on and help someone else.
I was just thinking to
right?
stop the point system, because I could see that causing an issue.
Right,
We'll figure
so,
it
like,
out.
you want each of us to, like, you want each of us to pick, or do you want to pick one of us? Like, I feel
Now
like...
it is required that you must make the decision. You will do that now. And in front of us, you are not allowed to leave this chamber without deciding, because we don't want you to be swayed.
I'll go with Stonefoot.
Wait a second.
I made friends.
Can we speak
Stonefoot?
amongst... Can we speak amongst... Yeah.
You have chosen Stonefoot.
All right. Like, can we, like...
I wink at Doer.
Yeah. All right,
Can
so
we-
just... Yeah,
Can
well,
we speak
well,
amongst
speak
ourselves?
For a moment, yes.
Of course,
Please
of course.
excuse us. Please.
All right.
Okay. So what do you think?
Well, I mean, I think we should make this as fair as possible, right? Is there any guild that you guys think you have a particular interest in, or you think you could best represent?
Someone
based
can't represent the city, Charles, because there's no way to represent the city without representing a guild.
What do you guys think?
Are the Gargoyles a guild? No.
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 It's like a council.
Yeah.
I think, like, I don't have anything in common with them really at all, but like, that Cronin guy was so cool. Like, if you want him, I think you fit in more with that guy, but like if you don't care, like, I'll go hang out with him.
How do you feel about that, Yo-Yo?
I mean, I'm okay with it. I don't have a strong preference, so I'm okay going with one of the other ones.
I mean, I was really interested in what
I'm
guild
also going to
that-
tell you this, to cut you off. Sorry. The item you win will be related to the guild that you choose.
Ah.
Did they actually tell us that in game?
Interesting.
I'll say we'll say that they tell you that. I'll say, oh, one more thing. There you go. One more thing. It goes, the item you choose will be of the highest renown coming from the vaults of the guild that you represent, if that matters to you.
Well, then maybe like you should go with like Cronin. Like maybe you should go with the like Cronin. Like you're like the more battle-y guy, and you should definitely go with like.
Guys,
I think
does that
so.
mean?
I'm good with that.
I was
I
very...
really whisper so no one else hears.
Oh boy, here it comes.
Like, should we try to kind of, make sure that whoever's with the oldest guild wins then, so that, we get some, because if they've been around for a long time, they'll have some really cool stuff in
we
their
shouldn't
vaults.
try to sway anything one way or the other. That's
Wait a
not-
second. Remember, regardless of what we're supposed to get or win, our goal is to help the city.
I agree. I'm just saying,
Yeah.
you're going to give us something anyway.
Well, we just do. Everyone does their best job, and we don't even know what the point system's about, so don't even worry about it. I guess I'll go with the first guy that we met with then. What's his name again?
That's Guildmaster Fraun.
All right.
He's with the Gold Vault.
I'm Team Fraun.
And I will go with Hammer Shield.
Very good, very good.
I will be with Guildmaster Elion of the Silver Hand Guild.
Very good. You have all chosen, and we have acknowledged and documented your decisions. I believe you will do this when? Tomorrow?
If
You need
you
more
are ready,
time?
if you are ready, we will be ready for tomorrow.
Guildmasters, how much time do you require? I could be ready for tomorrow morning, yes. I will ready my warriors.
We would like to show all the guilds all of our suits and teach them as much as we can before we go down.
Oh, so perhaps the day after tomorrow. Tomorrow you share your wealth, and we will show you hospitality, whereas our matters. We are excited to solve this problem and therefore rushing into it. Tomorrow we will have a great feast.
Yes.
Here in the Tower of Steel, so that you know that we are sincere civilization.
Do I think I can finish the bash shoot with Elion?
Yeah, with that amount of time, yeah. If
Okay.
you help him, yeah. And tomorrow you share your technology, and we will perhaps share anything with you if you have any questions. And then the next day, you venture into the catacombs.
Right.
Be wary. It is not an ordinary dungeon. Nothing that anyone has ever seen before. It is quite unusual. There are traps. There are creatures lurking. There are things that you don't expect. In my youth, I traveled down as far as the 9th level. And let me tell you, the deeper you go, the more unusual it becomes.
Gnome Patrol is ready.
We'll do our best.
This is what we're designed to do. We thank you for the warning.
Very
Don't
good.
take it lightly.
Go and rest. The guildmasters will take you downstairs, and the stewards will take you to a room here in the Tower of Steel.
Okay.
All right.
The guildmasters take you out. They kind of like shake your hands. Each one of you is excited. Goldfold's like, you chose the right side.
Thank you so much for the feast. I knew we had a connection immediately.
Yes, I believe that you will win, and we will win. Elion goes up to you and is like, I am very excited that you are a magic user yourself, and we will combine our technologies together.
I'm very excited to show you our suits and learn more about your items.
Dewar comes up to you. He's like, we already make a great team. We're gonna make an even better team down there. I'm gonna fight alongside you. You know,
Suits are gonna kick butt.
You think we could finish the bash suit?
100%.
Let's do it. My wife is gonna get mad. I'm not gonna be home tonight. I'm gonna be up late working on it. Cronin goes over. He's like,
Mr. Cronin.
yes. You, I have just heard, have fight in very large suits from my friend Dewar. Is that true?
It is. I look forward to charging into battle with you.
Very good. We will do well as a team.
Excellent. I'll do my best.
I'm sure you will. We will win the day. They take you, the stewards come in. The guildmasters kind of shake hands with you. They finish. They depart. The gargoyles go to another area. And you guys head down the lift. The stewards take you to an area where you have rooms. There are a few different rooms. You all get your own. You guys walk out. You walk into your rooms. You have, check each other's rooms out, things like that. Each one has the colors and sigil of each different guild. When you walk in, the view of the city is, you would say, equally beautiful in each one. And you look out, and you see over the entire city, thinking of how beautiful it looks, and the fact that in 2 or 3 days' time, or whatever it takes, you may be saving the city. And that is where we end for today.
Yes.
All right.
Nice.
Guys,
nice.
that was episode 3, Gargoyles, for Gnome Patrol Season 2. Let us know how you liked it, and if you want to talk about it with us, we're going to talk about it right now, coming up in the after show Dungeon Talk. So stick around, hang out with us, and we're going to go over this very interesting episode, and stay tuned. We'll see you in a couple minutes.
I hear Damien.
Good evening and welcome to Audio Dungeons After Show Dungeon Talk. I'm Tony Hansen, joined by the rest of the crew, and right now we're about to go over this interesting. I feel like this is a very unique episode. We'll go over it, and it was called Gargoyles. It is season 2, episode 3 of Gnome Patrol, and it was good. Didn't have a crazy cliffhanger. Didn't need one because it wasn't that kind of episode, right?
It felt like, no, we keep saying like this is Sandbox. This felt like the episode where you just like, you get to a new place and you're just kind of like walking around, checking stuff out,
Yeah,
seeing what this
absolutely.
place
The
is
text
all
box
about.
with every villager you meet.
So let's go in order. What is the meaning of the title of the episode?
Well, I mean, I was a little
Bring in
disappointed.
your.
I was a little disappointed about the lack of, having to crawl outside of a building to talk to somebody. But so I'm not 100% familiar with the Gargoyles cartoon show. I know that they were protectors of the city, or like there was some sort of like magical thing involved with them as well, whatever. But like, obviously like you have these gargoyles here who kind of oversee the city and make sure that everything stays in balance and things like that. The bad guy, I don't know what the bad guy's name on Gargoyles is, but I do feel like the first guild leader we met really reminded me of him, the way that he talked and like his
Okay.
kind of mannerisms. Yeah, but I feel like it was a pretty, it was pretty clear, like where, like you have this 7-man board who kind of adjudicate things and make decisions that all the guild leaders have to abide by. I don't know.
Yeah, so the Gargoyles are basically they oversee like the New York City and everything else. They just it's like they have their
Right.
own life that they tend to themselves. They're from like a different time. They're like older.
No,
you know.
yeah, I didn't think about that. Like,
So and that you saw that a little reflected in the end with the one saying that when he was younger and such. They're kind of outside the city, like they're not a part of the city, but they're protecting it. That's kind of what the Gargoyle are, and that's pretty much it. So let's go into the Silver City. How did you enjoy this being in the Silver City?
It was cool.
Tell us about what you liked about it. What was interesting?
It felt different. Like they seemed to be very, very like to themselves. They seem to be a little almost like isolated, I guess.
Right.
I guess that could have to do with their location on the map. The only real mention of like anything in the outside world was when that one
Elion.
mentioned the Archmage's realm.
Right. Which is nearby.
Right. But it was cool to kind of see like, a completely new civilization, get a good idea of like how it runs, and just kind of see like it's very, very self-contained, it seems.
It was. I agree. I thought it was very interesting to have somebody who was not like, yeah, all that stuff with Dragano happened. Like, and they were just like, yeah, that all happened. Like, we weren't really involved in all that.
Right. Right. For them, it's like they just live outside the realm, and they heard about it, and it's like, wow, and they were experiencing whatever they experienced, but they weren't there. What is one of your takeaways from the city? Like, what's the most interesting thing about the city that you would have noticed?
I mean, other than the general setup of it, like in regards to like the premise before we walked in here that they combined like dwarven craftsmanship with arcane, like the fact that like they all seem to really abide by this, like we compete for the good of society, like that. Most of the guild masters really seem to be like, yeah, whoever you go with, like it doesn't like. We get points. Like it's about like making things better. And go with me because it's the right choice, not because I want to win. Like that was an interesting kind of a thing. I think that's really good. And I'm obviously you could see there you planted a few seeds of like maybe there's something else happening here. Or there's something else going on. Like I don't know what the thing that the one gargoyle said with like I have this authority and like I'm gonna automatically assign
Yeah, he alluded to something that he had for like an advantage from something else that he chose to use here.
Right, and I'm curious as to what are their mechanisms of like how did he get that advantage and where did that come from or whatever.
It's a crooked council.
It doesn't seem like it. I was very interesting to like that they were like, you all have to join a guild. That's the only way this will work. There's no way we could just do it without it. Points have to be assigned.
Right. Charles Morrison was asking, saying that like can't they just fight for the city?
That's what we tried.
But you're inherently taking all the foundation of their culture and saying, can't you do it this way? Like, no, that's not how we do it. That's not how we do things.
I think it was a fair thing to them to go. Everybody has to join one.
Right.
Yeah, that's interesting.
It was, I like that. What I wanted to do from the beginning, I think we all wanted to do, is like, make it clear. Like I didn't want to be like, oh, Gnome Patrol is going to team up with this guild.
Right, and you freaked out when the last guy was like, oh, I'll take you to the tower, and I saw your eyes. You're like, people can think I'm buddy with him.
Exactly.
No, bro, I'm not.
Which is why, like, when
we all felt like that.
When Ace like walked off with the two, I was like, oh, come on, man. Like the last thing I wanted was like to be buddy.
You never know if it could be a factor, it could be a problem, or it's not.
But like at the end, when it seemed like everybody was okay with like, oh, like. Everyone teams up with Gnome Patrol, and like we'll all share information equally with every guild, and like we'll all fight equally with every guild in order to try to go down and close the gate. I thought it was pretty good, like that was accepted pretty quickly. But then I like at the 11th hour, I kind of started to doubt myself. I was like, oh my god, what are we doing? Because the one gargoyle was like why are we doing this now? Why all of a sudden are we going to go, do this? And like at that point, I was like, what did we do here? Like. They've been living with this forever. Like, why? Like, like, is this really what we want to do? Just come in and be like, "Hey, you guys got a problem here? Like, we'll help you with it. We can do it right now. Like, let's go." And
And it's funny because there are many ways to get a yes, okay, from this nation saying, diplomatic, sharing technology. You could have done it culturally, and
it would be real exciting for the fans. Hey, let's show you our suits for an episode.
Right. So, but you could have left.
It's
what
true.
I'm saying.
It's true.
You could have done it, and you could have left, and that would have been it. But you guys went for the jugular. You're like, we're going to go down, and we're going to unite everything. And I was like, okay, they're taking it because again, this is Sandbox, and you could have seen this part of Sandbox and said, not for me, but it'll help out and whatever. But
I feel like this is we're swinging above our weight a little bit with this challenge. Like
this is a tougher one.
You made it clear. Like it's not. Yeah. There's not like 4. Minotaur down there. There's a lot, and they fight, and they're smart, and it's not like you're just killing mindless monsters. But
I
also feel like I don't know. Let's rise to the challenge.
Yeah, let's do something.
You feel like it's a challenge you could probably catch up to.
I feel like it's a challenge that's like hard but possible.
I am glad. I am glad that they said that they worship Dragano. So we are.
Yes, we're also very crystal clear.
Killing bad guys this time.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Take out the morality. I appreciated that as well.
But the poor orcs who worship holiness and goodness.
Right.
No catapult for you.
The other thing that kind of made me doubt it, too, was, like, especially the way, like, I guess, maybe Fraun and Cronin were talking about the Minotaur. It's like they enjoy, like, this battle. It almost seems like sport, So, like...
They're talking to Klingons about battle.
Right. So, like, I started thinking, like, is this, like, are we suggesting that we should just, like, bring to an end something that they kind of enjoy doing? To me, it was almost like, for a second, I was like, all right, let's say you have, like, the Jets and the Dolphins. They just play football against each other. Is this like us going to the Jets and saying, like, let's kill the Dolphins and you'll never have to play them again? No.
Hey, look, not that I want to murder anybody on the Dolphins, but you give me 2 wins a season, I'll take it, It's...
I am surprised. Okay, I was gonna say I am surprised Doltuven was okay with the casual couple of references to like, oh, these people in the dark. Blah. Like there was a couple of.
I was surprised you like. I did anybody else pick up on like the allusions to the fact that what's his? The first guy.
Fraun.
That Fraun had ties to the Triad.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's why I was like. That's why I said to Scro when we were done. Before we jumped on here, like out of game, I'm really happy that that's the guy that's the guild I'm in.
How come?
Because I feel like, oh man, if Fraun has ties to the Triad, there's an opportunity for a lot of weird, fun role playing stuff to happen. If he's like, And like that has been something I feel like there's been a few crumbs from the first season of No Patrol and this season already about stuff down there is not good. You know,
Right, you're finally seeing the dark come to the surface because it's not been addressed.
Right.
That's how it plays out DM wise.
Right. And we, whatever, back from Celestial War, it was like we got in, we got out, we left it. Like we were like we left it. We left it.
Not better.
No, we got in and we got out and we left it alone.
Dragana was freed.
Yeah,
and you're like, where'd he go? I don't know.
Bye. Deal
Somewhere.
with this, guys. We'll see you.
Right.
We gotta go. See you, guy. So yeah, like maybe there's a little bit of like opportunity for some karmic.
It's nice to see that part of the story come back up. Like it's been around, like not tethered to anything, and here it is. It shows up.
And he's the Fawn is the only person who seemed a little bit less. He was the only guild leader who wasn't like, yeah, it's okay, just go whoever you want. Like, and it's good to win. He's like, you should probably go with us.
He spent his time trying to sell you on it.
Yeah, and like he did what I consider when you want to portray somebody as a leader without totally how to put it, without totally selfless motivation. One of the things you do is you go, and my guys will be in charge.
And what?
My guys will be in charge. Like that's a thing that you do sometimes. Like show that somebody is like is always cognizant of like his position.
Right.
Which is not necessarily not always a bad trait. Not a bad trait.
Right.
It's just a trait that's not like it's not a noble trait. I would say.
Right.
To like say they're the better warriors. They should go in front. Like no, we're clearly the leaders because I'm in charge and we're the leaders, right?
He carries more sway in the council, so he can kind of make those calls and people say anything.
But I'm very curious about all that because nothing's bad. There's just like maybe people are saying that because he wins and he's new and how did he get so powerful so quickly?
Yeah,
Or
and
maybe
again, he
so
carries
powerful
more
so
sway when he speaks.
Right.
You know this man's going to vote. Thanks, Todd. You know this man's going to vote about what he says. You instantly know he carries a 4-to-1 voting power.
Right.
So then you're like, well, if even one person agrees, I can't fight that almost.
Right.
Unless it has to be the last place in the first place. So he carries a lot of weight. Let's talk about the sandbox feel. Damien, you want to chime in anything here before I talk about that?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I feel excited about where things are going. Do I think we more than maybe? But I'm excited to on this adventure.
Also, are you happy with the guild you got?
Yeah, because Cronin definitely seemed like a guy that you would want to go into battle with. So if we're gonna go into battle, and the way he was talking about his experiences and time down there too, kind of feel like going might even offer. It's like he's definitely spent a considerable amount of time down there, and he was talking about the levels he's been to, and even mentioned that like he might know some different ways to go and have his way around down there a little bit. So I'm pretty happy.
Yeah, he definitely shows to be the most experienced out of all of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's see. Ryan Milliner says, the bad guy, I want to say that bad guy's name is Thanatos.
Thanatos? Not the company.
Thanatos is one of the guys also from one of the games. They are Billions. It's interesting, but I think it's from something.
David Xenatos was the bad guy from it was Xenatos. So David Xenatos was the bad guy from Gargoyles.
From what?
From Gargoyles?
Oh, Thanatos was the bad guy on Gargoyles.
Oh,
that's the guy that I said he said reminded me of.
Yes,
Okay, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
All right. I guess I can't talk. I shouldn't say anything. So let's see. Derek says how the episode go. Went great. Charles says they are the closest to do as they will ever be this season. They only have to go straight down.
Hey, we're going down.
Yeah, they're not. Well, they're actually over the Triad lands. So They're not. Yeah, I guess they are the closest though, for sure. Richard says one episode should be called Home Improvement.
Yes.
So let's talk about sandbox feel.
I went.
When do you
digging
feel the sandbox?
Oh. I was gonna say I went digging for gold in the sandbox, but I found cat turds. I thought that this guy
With that guy?
I thought he was gonna have like a bunch of cool tech, and then he just has a broken suit. And I was like, dang.
I mean, the suit's valuable in itself. I thought what you were doing was good because you are earning favor. You're with them, like you're helping them out. And
Yeah, it worked out. I was hoping I would go to his house though, and he would have like cool secret plans that I would. Get to
Oh
put
yeah,
in my
no, he's
suit.
just an enthusiast. He's
Yeah,
he just loves it. So what else? Anything else you noticed about Sandbox? Different from prior quests of being on the rail a little bit. Now the rail kind of deposits you at the port.
Yeah, like I didn't feel at any point that you were guiding the conversation. You let us ask
totally
questions,
agree.
give answers, and then I felt like we controlled the conversations, and you just had this was the information they have that they
Right.
can give you, right? And that if we steered it, we didn't have we kept harping on the Minotaurs. We brought it up to half the guild leaders ourselves.
Right. The breadcrumbs that were there for just what's going on, you guys were actually very interested in, so you guys dug deeper into that.
But I think that I felt like we could have not asked for I didn't feel like we needed to ask for an audience with the Gargoyles. I felt like if we wanted to set up a guild, we could have done it.
Is it nice not to have the pressure of the overarching quest goal?
Yeah, it felt like so much we weren't dropped into a campaign as much as we were dropped into a setting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're playing through the world rather than the mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel like I think at least for this, I don't feel like my character could work in a you have to save the world setting. I wouldn't have fun
He would
playing
do
it.
well. Oh, okay.
I would have fun because I feel like, at least for me, I feel like he part of the fun of playing him is zero pressure, right?
Right.
It wouldn't be fun playing this guy learning how to deal with real pressure, and I don't think it would be fun to ignore a serious yeah, we have to save the world, but I don't understand simple words. It's not
Right.
I don't think it would work. This is the kind of quest that I think I think we all have characters that kind of excel in this world. That Ace can just be that guy seems interesting. I'm gonna go see what I can get out of him.
Right.
And oh, okay, yeah. And then you find out that he's a nerd who has annoys his wife and built a boat in his basement and didn't know how to get it out.
Exactly.
He goes into yacht rock like a hero is into actual rock.
Yacht rock. Fans, how do you guys like the sandbox feel compared to the the mission quest save the world story feel?
It's a bit more relaxed.
Is that good or bad?
More room to trouble.
Well, you have time to think. You're not under pressure to. Okay, we got to go do this. We got to do this.
It allows
this point.
It
Go ahead.
allows the story to develop around what the characters do, rather than the characters be driven by the story. And I love that because it means that where the character goes is where the story follows. So you can have this world-ending arc, but the characters might not ever see that. They might see their own little story, and that sandbox feels like that big, massive sandbox means that wherever they go, the story follows, and you can still have a story around them that they can understand. They could be in the Lion's Kingdom and hear about a great war happening over in Queensland and such like that. And I love that fact. It makes it feel like the world is huge, vast, and expanding.
And we've had that already because we talked about the fact that the vampires are spreading out, and it's just no, that's not our style, and you guys just went south.
Yeah, that sounds like something that other people should deal with.
Right. Right. So, yeah. So I enjoy it. I like not knowing where you're going to go. I like leaving it up in the air, and I even feel the relaxing, of the pressure because I feel like I can concentrate on role play more. and it's less work for me in one way, more work in another way.
Yeah, be ready in case we're just like, we're leaving.
I don't know where you're. Yeah, and I thought for a second, because Dan was being very diplomatic, talked to everybody, saying we don't want to get involved. I was like, oh, I don't think they're gonna do anything here. I think they're just going to talk to them, meet them, maybe find a way to make a trade or an agreement about the future or something, and then go. And then I guess like you surprised yourself. You guys were like, we're going down there and we're doing this.
Yeah, when you kept saying like going down, and then when I kept hearing levels, I was like, oh, this is gonna be cool. Like out of game,
we want to do it. Yeah.
I was like, oh, this seems like it's something that's really cool. I was like, I don't want to hear about like a multi-level dungeon crawl and be like, no, let's go do something else.
Right.
It kind of forces you as a DM to make more delicious looking cookies instead of just crumbs.
Right. Yeah. For
Cookies
sure.
to go along with the prosciutto.
Yeah.
Because once they see the
makes
cookies,
you
then they want the milk at that point, right?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Exactly.
It makes you as a DM need to make cookies that you should send out to the Patreon members of the community and to your players so that we all get very good cookies. And I'm actually talking real cookies.
I think everyone's hungry these days.
That's it.
Not just me,
I like the
apparently.
fact how you haven't got it set so that anything they want to do, they can do. It's just so... It's good because you don't know what's going to happen. They might take on a mission of going destroy Minotaurs, or they might just go to the tavern and write a food review.
Right, it was almost a food review show.
And I'm waiting for... I want to have it where Galen has to each week publish the food review that goes in part of his newsletter.
Oh man, he has to expand to like being a food critic now.
Yeah.
You could talk. Yeah, you could start, because think about it, you have other stuff to write. So in between, you could write about all the food to all the places.
Like a cool travel log, right?
Taste of Andaria. I think Charles named it. Taste of Andaria.
Taste of Andaria.
I'm gonna put it out there right
It's
now
like-
that Jack would totally subscribe to that magazine if you made it.
Yeah.
It's true.
And
I
not
would
only
oppose
that,
it.
not only that, but you would have to make Tony come up with recipes for those restaurants for Galen to review.
Oh man, that's what I want to do.
That's it.
I spent 5 months making the professions thing. Now I can make recipes for fictional food.
Different dishes, and then
I
when
love
go
I
ahead.
love it that Koga had missions. You've now got Gnome Patrol as the food critics. What's going to be the new mission after you've done Gnome Patrol? What's the next one going to be? Because you had Arky and Hogar with the prisons of Andaria. Now you've got the foods of Andaria. What's next?
Oh man,
Oh, I don't know.
sports
Well,
Yeah, stadiums. We could tour all the stadiums.
That's
stadiums.
it. Yeah.
We keep seeing the Queensland. Second time in Queensland.
Someone can get
Are there
drafted
other
into an army
coliseums?
every place they go to.
Are there other coliseums?
all the Coliseums.
To try and have something like that.
You could do like a tourist destination.
There's dwarves or something like that too. Not a coliseum though. Like Queensland is I think is the only place like the coliseum. Big thing.
This is like the first place that you said the tourism. This is like the first place that we went to that I'm like, oh, people would probably just want to come here to like visit.
Right. It feels like tourism is probably good here.
Yeah, I'm like they have like beautiful oceans and like stunning like architecture and like art and like
You do feel like you're on vacation, visiting a different land. It's funny you think that more than you probably thought of even when you saw the elves. You're like, oh, the elves. But like, when you're here, you're like, oh, I'm kind of on vacation.
yeah, the others were like yeah, it's a forest, but it got burned down a lot. Like it was like this is like I'm like this is like we should like go back. Like people would want to just
You want to come back to just come here and see it and
Yeah.
spend some time, right?
Like, it's
yeah.
a-
But
you
you could
know.
do that now. That's the great thing about this.
Right.
You can spend all the time you want.
I think I'll just stay.
You just stay.
Travel guide. That's what you guys are. You guys are going to build a travel guide.
I think
Go around Andaria,
Travel guide to
travel
Andaria.
places,
secret mission,
And do a travel guide.
secret
So then you get to
mission
go-
unlocked.
Like, are you?
And
Are,
then,
Okay.
and from that, do other missions where other people go there and they don't have the same experiences that you do.
you could be like, are you by the Bay of Silver in the Silver City? Stop at the Anvil, get something to eat, and then head down to the catacombs and battle some angry minotaurs. Tell Cronin that you're there and you're happy to kill some for him.
He'll turn it into like this.
Promotional Hero's Guide to Andaria.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, like in a generation, there'll be like I don't know, some kind of like kids thing with foam swords where you're fighting like pretend minotaurs and
Right.
stuff.
You go into like the first level of the dungeon, and it's already been turned into like a kids camp.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could happen if you guys destroy the vault. So what? Let's talk about the vault, the catacombs. Not the vault. When you destroy the minotaurs. What are you guys thinking about the catacombs now? What is in your mind?
I'm picturing like, I guess to a lesser extent, like levels of hell.
Levels of hell. You mean like levels of like torture situation?
Yeah, I guess to a certain extent.
Do you
but
mean
I
our
think-
hell? Like are you talking about back in our quest?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So like, I think it's just going to be like a dungeon crawl with, I guess like a lot of difficult monsters to defeat, and then everything gets more and more difficult as you go lower and lower.
Well, that one guy said there was weird stuff when you get further.
Yeah,
down.
I'm curious.
I feel like it's gonna be minotaurs, and then like the minotaurs have back channels to get around the weird stuff, and we're gonna have to go through the weird stuff, and then like a big giant minotaur battle at the end where they come through the gates. That's my prediction.
I'm curious what the weird stuff
thinking-
is. Yeah. Sorry, go
I was
ahead.
thinking it was going to be a bit like the Arlight Vault. You had to go down those different levels, and there's going to be different challenges to get past it, to get down, and then you get the weird stuff. Could be ghosts or something or other like that.
What vault?
Like when you went down in Arlight, they did the
Oh,
Collector's
Arlight.
Dungeon.
Oh,
yeah,
like
yeah.
dungeon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Gnome Patrol's actually done that mission.
Mhm.
So I was thinking it'd be a bit like that, where you're going down these different levels, and then each level's got something subtly different about it.
It's cool because at least
And it's harder.
it's a good point because at least the No Patrol has that Arlighty and Collector's Dungeon that you went down,
Right.
which was more. That wasn't like other dungeons because it was spiritual and different. But at least you have some sort of dungeon crawl experience.
There's some sort of dungeon crawl experience.
Yeah, you did go in the Collector's.
We had 2 collector's dungeons.
You did 2 of them.
Yeah.
Right.
Come on, we got this. We haven't done a lot of straight monster battle yet.
Right. This is kind of like the proving grounds. Like
Yeah.
season 1 was you getting going, getting established, and now it's like you have this power and ability. Can you use it?
Yeah. That's like, I think in game, I'm kind of excited to go like,
Test
okay.
yourself.
Yeah, to test ourselves. To be like, okay, like we can do certain parts of Gnome Patrol we know we can do. Can we do the part where like there are monsters and they're hurting innocent people and we have to save them?
Right.
Like we helped, but we needed like when a dragon came, if we didn't have the exchange, we wouldn't have been able to.
Yeah, the 18 episode. Yeah.
Right. So like, can we do this kind of thing? I don't think we're ready for a dragon, but can we do this kind of thing on our own?
And that's true. That you do feel like you're operating without a net right now because
Yeah.
before you
Yeah.
had you're in the sunken city. You have corny, Jinty, these people looking after you, helping out. You had the exchange come in, so you felt like you're at home, establishing yourself and fighting from a place of strength. But now it's one thing to do that and then to go to another place and completely like, we represent the best. We're Gnome Patrol. And then what's your problem you can't solve for 4 generations? We're going to solve it tomorrow.
We're going to take care of it. Us 4 little dudes, we got this. For
Yes,
you.
we got this.
We didn't like say like stay up here. We're gonna go kill all the
Cronin,
Right.
you're like the best warrior I've ever seen in my life. You can't do it? Don't worry. Tomorrow, I'm going to take care of that.
But it's
for you.
also like, I mean, we did unite the guilds to take out the Minotaurs, which seems like it hasn't been done in a very, very long time, if ever.
Right, and that's very Gnome Patrol, what your mission is, right? So you're that was good. I think that you guys did that. That was I would say that's a right answer for Gnome Patrol in the mission.
And I think that like I think that there's if monsters are coming up and weird stuff and whatever else, and they're taking this slowly gaining ground, like this is one of those things that, like, to me, is a trigger. Like, you let this linger, and the next time you come back here, it might be a lot worse.
Right, and
Right.
there was
I throw one thing out there for you.
yeah.
Think of what you did in the tree. You didn't fix the problem at the tree.
Right.
And it caused huge problems
Th-
later.
Oh my
This-
God!
this
If
is-
you just would have closed them all.
But like,
Yeah, if I
this
closed the door.
that's it. And but like when you have a when we had that like storyline propulsion, there was never a feel like we have the time to go back and do something, because there's always like
Right.
if you do, then you're gonna let this drop. So like this is, We have all the time in the world.
Right.
This is it.
And that's what it is because I'm counting days with you last time. Like this is how long this takes, and like I'm making it prevalent to the amount of time things are happening in. So it's like you never want to go back, and maybe you could go back and check that one last thing, but you feel like you know what, we barely died. We've been in hell for so long. At that point, you just want to go home.
Yes, I want to
wanna
get out.
And you guys had no base of operations at that point because you came out from Sunken City and went down. And you started hearing some tidbits about the Red City. That was the first time you were hearing about it for real in story. And you're like, this could be a place of strength because you've had nothing.
Right.
And that coming out of hell, literally when you went to the worst place, and now all you want to do is bounce into a safe place.
I can't even think about whatever. Like that was just non-stop, like whatever you silly say, but like just non-stop a horror show. Like, it was every episode.
The Necromancer episodes. When we were down there, it was like I had that music playing the whole time, and it felt like when I look back at those episodes, I feel like the whatever. And you guys are like oh, and when you guys are coming back in, you were like almost like you were enjoying the sessions, but it's grueling. It's and when we came out of it, you guys also came back to life role playing wise, and I'm like, you know what? You're feeling the dungeon, and yeah, you don't want to be there, and you might turn to me like, yeah, are we ever gonna get out of here? And I'm like, yeah, hopefully you get out soon, but that's what it's like to be there.
Right. I thought it was real. I think we played to like the realness of it.
It sucked to be there,
and it sucked to be there. You're in hell, and it was like just like those episodes were just like even like when you weren't in immediate mortal danger. You're literally just surrounded by rotting death everywhere. It's like there's like no escape.
Right.
There's like no like.
If you look back, from right now, we're very much in the perspective of Gnome Patrol, right? If you look back, and I feel like I could look at it this way, so I imagine you guys would too. Thinking about the stories that you hear from the main characters, Holgar, Findalar, everyone else, does it feel like that was crazy? Like what they did? Like that's like these guys did what? Because like you're on an airship, you're sailing over here, you're sailing over there, and that's what you're doing. You're watching a political battle, like things like that. Your life is so different than like them. They were there when it was sieged by Queensland. They went into the dark to chase the rod. They went down into hell to save their ally, and then met a Lightborn down there, escaped from hell, climbed a tree of light, went to Red City, got into two separate massive battles, one with the Rook and then one with the Walking Tower and Solst, and that is just 2 seasons of it. Went to prison, battled the Raven, battled the Necromancer through all that stuff, and like to hear those stories, if I think about it, just hearing it, it's frightening. And I think from Gnome Patrol perspective, it's like such a different world, right?
It is. They're almost like we knew Archie Fint, and like, but like it seems like that's not real. Like they couldn't have actually happened to
right.
like just like one lifetime. You know what I mean?
It feels like that's insane. It feels like it's insane. And then if you add it all the way to Iron Kingdom, because they come back years later and people forgot about them, but like they come back. You come back as a Crystalborn, which I love that for your character. I was thinking about the other day. I love the arc of Holgar, and yeah, it's like the most epic thing. The entire thing is the most epic thing, and it was just wonderful to think about it.
And now I'm like, I got a suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goes in the water sometimes.
Like,
and now it's nice not to be in that epic.
Right.
Epic
What are you
craziness.
guys doing over here? Guilds? Tell us about your guilds.
Right.
Wow.
We got to
Yeah.
put some bets down on that.
Smell the roses.
It is, but like it does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure who said it before, but I think it's fun for us to kind of like let the story bounce off of our reactions to things. Right? That's kind of a different vibe, and I'm just hoping. I'm glad. It seems like it's not like my worry for any kind of open sandbox thing is that like we're messing around too much, like exploring what like amuses us, and like the audience is like, "Can you do something?"
Well, we did that today with our prosciutto talk, but yeah,
that wasn't in character. That was like us in the room. But like I think that right, like that's my biggest fear with open sandbox. It's just like there's no story because it's all side, right?
Right.
And I think that we're doing a decent balance of like.
I think now you're prepared for it. And I think when we started Audio Dungeon, you guys were not prepared for it because you were on the rail, and then the rail ended, and it's like, what do you want to do? And then you guys were in the room, panicked, and trying to figure out what you're going to do, and then you left, and you kind of had a plan, but like you could see that everyone was just like unsure. You know, maybe sometimes you'd have moments of overconfidence. You'd have moments of like, which way do we go? And I think you guys weren't ready at that time. You're ready as players, but on cameras, with cameras, it's so different.
Yeah.
You know, everyone who comes here, every time there's a guest coming here, you know, they sit down, they're like, oh my God, it's so different being in the chair and like the pressure you feel. It's very different. So playing at home is one thing, playing in here is another thing.
Yeah.
And watching Rob, because Rob was very timid in the beginning, and Rob then came out of his shell after.
Way out.
Way out. But it's perfect for the character, right? And he had to like get back to that comfort level. When he did, like you saw Rob go crazy. That's just how Rob is. You know, although at the end he was the craziest I've ever seen him. But it made for the most fantastic thing ever. Like talk about an arc of Holgar, the arc of Arky Fitz is like I feel like I need to write a novel about it.
Yeah, that's like a Shakespearean kind of like
it is
rise and fall and rise and fall kind of a thing.
Yeah. Yes, and his fall was the most Shakespearean, like that.
Yeah,
it was like I have times in my day like randomly something comes up and I start thinking about it and like it's just amazing. I just can't wrap my mind about it.
It's almost like he couldn't handle the fame that was thrust upon him.
Right. Yeah. He can't. Yes. And it's like who died at the end, you know, what happened, how do they cope with it? But Toria's kind of like, you know, found the bar, he's doing his thing. And Arky Fint imploded.
Yes. I'd be very curious, like, one day to talk to Rob about, like, what his thoughts are on, like...
Well, I wouldn't say imploded.
Right.
Yeah, that's what you said. I would say imploded. I would say perhaps a little bad.
Self-destructed.
Yes, self-destructed.
When he murdered... what's her face? His bride to be, his betrothed, and he's like, when he murdered what?
Oh, Fratella.
But
like, and he's like, well, she kicked me. That's what he said. Like, she kicked me. So you murdered her? Like, she wouldn't give me the. I'm like when he got to that point where it was
the coin was in the glass, he could not handle it.
Couldn't. He's like I feel like it was like
I didn't think he was going to run and just break everything right there and just go for it. I just thought that was going to be like he's going to work it out, figure it out. And he's like, I go for it now, and I take it. And I was like, holy shit, he's lost it.
Just unbelievable.
He got roasted to death.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he wanted to like kill Crazy Rampage the last 3 weeks before.
Killing Wienerton?
Yeah.
I wanted Wienerton to be like this long character. Gone. Wiley Wienerton.
Rob was sandboxed before you knew it was
sandbox. Rob was like, "This is not a sandbox."
Oh, I thought I could just do anything I damn well please. I'm Arky Fit.
I drink your milkshake. Oh my God. Fantastic. Yeah, for real. Like, absolutely Shakespearean is the perfect answer. And I would change not a thing about his arc, even at the end. You know, because Iron Kingdom, Arky Fit was interesting. It was. He saw all this stuff, and when Gnome Patrol came on, you know, the only thing I can say that I knew was going to happen is that I know how Rob works. You know, I have a front row seat, and my job is to prod you guys for my whole life before this, and for during Gnome Patrol. So, what I knew is that Rob, I never could have guessed where he would go with it. You know, but I knew that Rob would feel the pressure of the show because it's Gnome Patrol and he's Arky Fint, and so he'll inherently feel the pressure of that. And my carrot was when the coin was in possession of Bellaman, and they left, and he had to choose between the coin and Gnome Patrol. and that was me splitting Rob's heart in two. Because you love to hate, and you love Gnome Patrol, and that was like my opus. That's where I went to. And I'm like, go, Rob. What do you want to do? And I thought he was going to battle it out with his mind, go to a point, and then come back. Or like almost go and then not leave, but hate it. And then I thought I would get him later on. Like I would just build it. You're not going to go now? I would get him later on. But saw the carrot and gone.
Just
And
left.
Perfect. He abandoned Gnome Patrol, and that became the plot for
loved
like
it.
Gnome Patrol.
I loved it.
He was gone. He just abandoned it. And Corny's the one who's there.
Corny, I called it. I said it
Yes,
immediately.
he made Corny right, and it was just fantastic.
Oh man.
Do you think that Gnome Patrol Season 1 is it debatably one of the best seasons that we've had on the show? If not, what is your favorite season? Like, what's the season that, like, this is the best season? For whatever reason.
I like the middle seasons of Celestial War.
2 and 3?
3?
Yeah.
3 isn't 3 the Ravens.
3 is Pirates.
Yep.
Yeah, that was all the way to leading up to your betrayal, or whatever
The
you want
Red
to call
City.
it. Right. Is that
Yeah.
why you're thinking of 3?
Yeah. For the
And
most part.
2
at the
was
end.
all Red City stuff, mostly.
Two was
The beginning was hell and
Right.
coming out, and then you're on your way up, and then the Desert Dungeon,
Yeah.
and then Red City, and then you battle the Rook, you battle the Solst.
two was good. I think 2 was my favorite of that one.
2 had a lot of like battling.
The first
and
Arcane
stuff.
City season, I think, was terrific.
Yeah, it was fun too.
Yes,
really like that
think
quest.
I consider Arcane City to be like a very tight season 1. Like I feel like it just went well, and we told a very clean story. It was isolated in Arcane City. You got to feel exactly what it was like to be there, and I was really happy with the way that one came out.
Yeah, you know what I think I liked about Arcane City because it was tight, and I felt like we had characters, and those characters were like rock solid, and like I think people knew who their characters were in the beginning of that season, like that like episode 1 you watch. I think every one of us had a handle on our characters there, and like played that through.
Right.
And then Brooke switched, and she had the second character. It was also like, but like even that, like it was like. I think that worked really well. It was a good story too. So
Yeah.
it's tight. It was tight. That one I liked.
Yeah, and season 2 was like taking like the pins off of all like
Yeah.
the tightness of it and saying let's just let it fall out in which way it goes.
Yeah,
And it felt like we were exploring what it's like to have these characters go out into the world. And
I
that's,
did.
You know,
Arcane City was great.
having Bardot really take you on, the father figure. I always think of somebody put the meme of the hand when he goes like this on the table when he's like, "Go ahead, drink from me." And everyone on the chat was like, "Oh my god, this is terrible." So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
What do you think? You've watched a lot of them.
Yeah, I've watched all of it.
What's your favorite?
Did we say we're not including Gnome Patrol?
No, you can include any
Gnome Patrol season 1, I think, was just so fun
Yeah,
to watch.
I think it's debatably one of the ones you have to say. If you have to say like it's in competition, Arcane season 1, Gnome Patrol season 1, and maybe even I feel like Celestial War season 4
It was also really good.
was
really
dramatic.
good. Really good.
We were rotating around.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. And it had that.
Just for me, like playing Botorius and getting through like amazing heroic stuff, especially towards the end there, like
Oh yeah.
that for me, that's probably like my most exciting.
Season 4 was like for keeps. It's like here we are. This is it, and that's what the whole season
Yeah.
felt that way. You got to battle Vin as Thistle in the Coliseum.
Oh,
We broke
yeah.
up that.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of crazy moments when you Quetzal, the sword.
Yep.
Hands Thawen the sword and it turns Thawen back.
That's right.
A lot of really
Quetzal.
fun Quetzal.
Where is he? How's he doing?
We've seen Quetzal.
We've seen Quetzal.
Hey, Quetzal this week?
Quetzal was in the episode last week. No one picked up on it.
Last week?
What?
Yeah.
He was there. He like was talking to. Oh man, I didn't
Like-
know.
Toward the end or in the beginning?
Was he?
Oh, is he who brought me to my room?
I did the Quetzal voice, and that was
Oh
Quetzal.
my gosh.
No one realized it.
No. Nope.
Was
I
that
think I do say I
Quetzal
think
would have gone with King Thawen. That's where I was hoping he'd end up.
I think that Quetzal went around, and I think eventually he went home. So, like, yeah, I think he would have went spent time with King Thawen, but eventually, like, Queen's was his home. He kind of went back. The Queen's gone, and he found himself just going back to his old position. He does acting as well on his side, like he's just living his life. And yeah, that was Quetzal the other day. But I was like, no one has any idea this is Quetzal. I'm just gonna leave it here.
Quetzal, I think, is probably, I don't know why, but I think it's my favorite NPC name.
Quetzal.
Because I really feel like he just went like, with the keyboard.
Quetzal. That might have been named by Dan. That might be a Dan name. Is it me?
I think that was one of mine.
Quetzal. It sounds like a Dan name.
No, let's change it slightly.
I kept saying it like that at the beginning too. Quetzal.
Yeah, there you go. That's how Dan just throws letters into the air the way he does it. Is Quetzal like one of your favorites?
Yeah, I love Quetzal.
Yeah, Quetzal was like your anchor because you felt surrounded for a long time. It's hard to think back to what you were feeling, but like you felt this is the queen. I got to kill her. I'm surrounded. Quetzal seems like the only guy that's on the ball right now, like that's on the level, like he seems to be okay. And we loved. Remember, we both talking about this. We loved how like you were just finding ways to do stuff, trying to make it happen, and you're failing and trying to work it out. And then, but you inspired Quetzal. Like at the end of the day, your friendship with Quetzal was your success.
Right.
And Quetzal just offered the sword. You remember this moment? He just offered the sword to Thawen, and Thawen took it, and that was it.
Yeah, but
you were like, Thawen, hold the sword. That was your plan. But take this. Just hold the sword.
In the stadium, right?
Yeah, you just do okay. Listen, you can do what you want. Do whatever you want. Just try the sword. This was Hogar's plan.
Sweat.
Just whatever. You want to kill me? Okay. Just yo, man. Hold it so
didn't like we were like in the stands of the stadium. Didn't someone
yes,
throw it over the side?
He threw it
I
away,
think he threw it because he'll trust you. You know what you're up to.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But Quetzal was also like Hogar's inspiration too. Because, I mean, you remember how Hogar started out? I mean, just like he's a kind-hearted, wants to help everybody, and like
Quetzal brought you back a little bit.
Yes, like his ambition took him to a place where like he was insane.
Right.
And then he was like like that friendship like grounded him again.
Quetzal would be a pivot in your story.
Life? Yeah. Was it a collector's coin?
Say again?
How did Hogar come back to life from the splat?
From the splat.
Oh, when I fell coming down the rope.
He originally got killed. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the,
I forget what brought him back to life.
Oh, you took him the first time.
Yeah, when he fell off the rope.
When he fell off the rope.
So
the one-on-the-one.
There was the one-on-the-one. No! I remember we were yelling. I couldn't believe that. I was like, we're losing a character like right away.
Yeah.
So there was a thing in the quest to meet the collector. Like that's like what was written in the story. So he died near the collector's crystal, which you guys didn't know about, and I couldn't tell you about it, but that's where you died. So he was there with the collector, and you were happening to go see the collector the way it's working on the story, and therefore, there he was. So the collector brought him back.
We put the paladin to him to raise him, right?
And the collector brought him back in a sense where like he called the paladin to come get him. And remember the paladin who was the king, who was king.
We didn't know.
Yeah, it was the king on a quest that he was sent on a holy quest with his like sidekick, which is from another side quest outside of Audio Dungeon where he was just sent on that, and then he brought him back, and he literally went back home. And when you guys went to the Red City, you met him again. He was like, "Oh wow, I was supposed to do that." And look at all the things that Hogar accomplished that he wouldn't have accomplished without you. Thawen would not be on the right side. He would have been possessed by evil. Without you wouldn't have saved the queen.
That's right.
Yeah. So like that's why all that brooding that you were doing in Iron Kingdom 2, which you had to go through that thing about what's his face, a bludgy and such things like that. Yeah. You know, with the line, the path is not always a straight line.
Yeah.
Hogar was also wearing the Rook's armor too, right? When he got splatted, and that was blessed by the
Damien
lion?
took it.
Yes,
right.
and that because it was touched by the lion, that was actually a way to get you through too. Yeah. Because he recognized the collector recognized the armor with the lion, and so he's like, "What is this?"
Oh, right. Yeah.
Right.
I thought Damien ripped the armor right off of him when he died.
After he died, not like when it triggered.
He didn't have to rip it off. It was just he just had to lift it up, and the piece would drip out.
Yeah, that's after. They went immediately. I made a video of this, like a little cut. I go count down to how long it takes for everyone to say I take his stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, "You're dead." Dave's like, "I'm gonna take his thing," and then Brooke's like, "I'll take something." It's like everyone went crazy.
Like how long has it been?
It literally was like 30 seconds. That's all it took.
So sad.
So sad. It was armor, so beautiful. Maybe I take.
It's powerful.
So
like Scro took it and then like immediately activated it. Like I think in the same session.
Yeah, did he
jumped like
into the
protect
thing?
the spikes, and that's what turned it on.
Right.
Yeah. So it was useful.
Right.
It was useful.
You're all like bunch of you. The whole quest was gonna die. Everyone was like, you guys jumped over a pit.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, it was about to get really bad, and thank God for that. So so season 4. You said Arcane season 1. What was yours? Gnome Patrol season 1. I say I agree with those two, and I add on
Celestial War.
Celestial War 4. Let's end it with the fans, guys. What is your favorite season of any audio dungeon? And then we're gonna end it after that.
For me, my one would be the Madness.
Iron Kingdom.
How everyone acted differently when the madness hit.
So Iron Kingdom season 1.
Just
Was that the drunk episode?
Everyone.
No, so it's season 3 Celestial War.
Yeah. But one other one was the fact that Shiva was going to melt down the sword, and it wasn't until Quetzal panicked and got the sword back from Shiva because she was at the blacksmith. She was going to melt it down for the rubies.
Right. Quetzal caught her outside. So when you threw it outside the Colosseum, Quetzal got it back, and she had to agree to that because if she did it, that's it.
Who was that? Who took it?
Shiva's one of the Patreons.
Right.
Lauren.
Yeah, Lauren.
She
Lauren
found
Nix.
the sword.
Oh, that's right.
And she was going to melt it down. That was the
She was going to melt it down.
And then there was big
She's a whack. She was like
amazing. She was going to melt it. Literally, it was
a wild
like
card.
It was like hours away from being melted down.
That's
Can you imagine that?
Thowin's sword.
Crazy. Anybody else?
All because
The
Quetzal.
first season is my favorite.
The first season's great, and I re-edited the first 6 episodes of it, and it's a lot of fun. It's definitely a lot of fun.
With the whole boat performance and then going down to hell and the whole thing. That was my favorite.
Right, and Vinny not be able to like do one simple thing in the performance.
All right. He had stage fright.
That's him in real life. That was just him real lifing it, and just freaking out. And I was like, you know what? If we were home, I would be annoyed at you. Here, I'm amazed. This is fantastic.
And
Oh man, I forgot all about that.
all he had to do was tell a joke.
Tell a joke.
Yeah, that was it.
And he just couldn't do it. Amazing.
Oh man.
Anybody else? Nope, I think that's it. So, okay, guys, that was a fun episode for me. I liked how different it was. I don't think we had an episode ever like that because the place was unique. So I like when we have different episodes. So that was a lot of fun for me. I'm excited to see where you're going to go, how you're going to do in the catacombs. How's that going to go? We're going to see how that pans out. And hopefully next week will be at full force. You'll have all 5. And you'll probably need that. And I'm sure Melissa's going to be really happy. Tom already knows where I'm going. She's going to be really happy because you're going to go into a dungeon with small ceilings for the most part, and she has a character based on flying.
Nice.
And she'll wear her leather armor and tunic. So she's going to love that. She's going to be really happy. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. There's a lot of fun. It was the after show for episode 3, Gargoyles of season 2 of Gnome Patrol. This is the final season of Gnome Patrol. And then I let it out to the Patreon fans the other day what the next season will be. But if you're not on Patreon, I'm not going to tell you, so you'll have to wait. So it'll be a lot of fun. Guys, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on Audio Dungeon. Thanks a lot.
Bye, guys.
Night, guys.
Hey, guys.
Night.